Oh, the time is now. Good evening, everyone. Warren Select Board meeting, July 14th. Thanks for being here. Devin, Joel, and our newest member, Jeremiah. Harvey is on the Zoom. And we'll start.
Rebecca.
And Rebecca, of course.
Everybody knows me, whether they want to or not.
Public comment this evening. Yes, Perry.
Lincoln Gap speeding numbers from May.
It was all geflugeled.
Yep. So yeah, their machines that they used were bad. They gave them erroneous numbers. So they're coming back with old machines. So these are new machines that they use this time. They're coming back with old machines to redo it.
And like in this month.
Within the next month. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then of course short-term rentals.
Yep. So Carrie's gonna give us updates at the end of each month. So she'll have an update prepared for the 28th.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. And until then, do you know if the letters went out?
The letters have gone out.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Thank you. Alice.
Good evening. This is Alice Cheney, and I live at the bottom of Fuller Hill and Main Street. I am try to be patient with me because I'm reading this. This is about the 4th of July, what happened in front of my house. And a lot of people right now that feel that this parade has outgrown the village. I'll just start by that. Now, this is what happened in front of my house at the corner of Fuller Hill and Main. For the past 3 years, no parking signs were put up on Fuller Hill to the Ketchel house. This year, I put up my own on my side, anticipating other no parking signs up the road. None were put up. All of Fuller Hill to the top was one way with parking. I had a car parked directly across my driveway facing down. When I asked the people at the blockade about possibly moving it, they said they only did buddy badges. In the past year, the blockade was with people that controlled the parking and helped people turn around on that corner when they came down. This year, no one helped. And people were using my driveway and having extreme difficulty because of the car across from my driveway on the other side. I had to stand down and help people back in and out of my driveway. The buddy badge people put up signs on my property. They did not take them down at the end of the parade. Then the rain, and I took on 8 people onto my porch from Pennsylvania and Washington, D.C. Never had been here, had taken the bus from Sugarbush. They were soaking wet and shivering. One was an elderly woman and 4 children. They were very upset. So I got 8 towels out for them and bundled them up on my porch. Then, plus I had 3 other people on my porch, friends. Then the ambulance came. 3/4 through the parade. People were not moving at all. They were trying to manipulate getting around that corner. And they had people up, EMT people, trying to tell them to get out of the way. No one was moving. And there was a lot of yelling going on. No one paid attention. Then I saw a fire truck had parked directly across my driveway, blocking all of Fuller Hill in every direction, and with the other car on the side. So there were 2 down there at the end of the road. A friend of mine needed to get out, and my driveway was blocked with the fire truck, which was empty. It had been there for about a half an hour. So I went up to the firehouse, and all the officials didn't know what I was talking about. So left there, and on the way back, I saw, well, first the pavilion, which was just packed with people and screaming and yelling, dancing, wet children. And as I came down, I saw 2 police cars blocking Main Street in front of my house. So I went directly to the sheriff And I said, look, I've got someone in my driveway, they can't get out. There's a fire truck parked right at the end of my driveway. So the sheriff was very upset and got on the dispatcher to contact someone to get the truck out. Someone came along. It was a crazy scene. I mean, when you're in a circumstance like this in our world, you don't know what's going to happen next. The truck was finally moved, and the fireman said he had to come down Fuller Hill because of the emergency, and Fuller Hill was one way all the way to the bottom. Then I find out someone had died in their car on West Hill Road. That was the ambulance call. Why hasn't this been put in the paper or news? A person dies skiing and it's headline news in this valley. A person dies at the 4th of July at the bottom of West Hill, and the ambulance can't get out to get to them. Okay, you mentioned how clean everything was after this parade. Seriously? It was a mess in front of my house, and there still is stuff all over the place. The Fuller Hill, okay, and then I'm trying to keep this short. Then the signs. Do you realize all these signs got stickers all over them? Most of them are saying, fuck this, fuck that,
And that's not all they said.
and free Palestine. Well, I had one at the bottom of my stop sign saying, fuck ICE. I'm sorry. This is an Independence Day parade, and I'm getting this all over the town. You proud of this? As a village? I'm not. So I went out and sprayed the signs. If you want to get rid of these, I'll do it for you. You spray it with WD-40, you leave it on for 10 minutes, and it easily scrapes off. I think it's revolting. You've got tourists coming here with children. I wasn't brought up this way. We never use these words. It's unacceptable. And it's also very, I mean, you're not respecting the village at all right now, in my opinion. There's very little disrespect for people living around the pavilion and in the core here. This was the worst parade I've had, and I've lived there for 30 years. It was poorly managed and totally disrespectful of village residents. We had music at the pavilion on Thursday night. That was the night of the hurricane in Lincoln. I had all my windows closed, and I could hear all the words coming from the band. Screaming, all, you know, YMCA, dancing around. This is the first time we've had this pavilion. What is it, a bandstand now? Then the 4th, and the next day, on the 5th, at about 10 a.m., I heard all the stuff about the dinosaurs. Why did they need a broadcasting system for that dinosaur show? I heard everything they were saying in my backyard. I was trying to relax. We had fireworks till 1 o'clock in the morning that my dogs all reacted to everything that was going on. I had to drug them. So, out of the 5 days, the pavilion had 4 programs on the green that were beyond the noise ordinance. Rock bands are too loud and too much for the village. It's noise pollution. I have lived my whole life in Vermont in 5 different times. Never had I had a bandstand next door and no control over what the level of sound is coming out of there. Right now, I feel the select board should not be running this. We should have a manager for bands separate from the select board. I have talked to you. I have talked to other towns, and this is how they handle it, with a manager, not the select board. This is another discussion not for right now, so I will not go into this, but it's out of control in my opinion. I mean, I've never had this. It's in my backyard, it's summer. I'm not enjoying it at all. And I've been totally upset what I saw with the ambulance and the crowd. It's too many people. It's too small a town for this. Done.
Thank you, Alice.
Thanks, Alice.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and I'm really sorry you had that experience. We are planning to have a debrief with the Rotary about the parade. I think these are really important conversations and really important topics. It was a lot of people, and there was a lot of mess. One of the preliminary things to come out of the Rotary's comments was, what do we do about the candy? Like, how do we discourage them from throwing candy? It's everywhere. The wrappers, the leftover candy, all over the streets. So I think that this is definitely part of a bigger conversation. And I think you've identified two really important separate topics, right? The 4th of July, and one that, I mean, we knew it was going to be big. And we had a conversation with the emergency management people, like, how do we manage this? And is this something that we need to look at differently because it's getting so big? So there's that piece. And then there's the pavilion usage, which you've expressed to us before, your displeasure with how it's being, the frequency and the volume. And I think, we're looking to have a community-wide conversation about that.
It's 3.5 hours you're allowing them out there. We have a noise ordinance.
Which I think,
And I also just want to say, my suggestion is Fuller Hill. If you have this parade back down here again, I think it should move to Sugar Bush. But if you have it, that road has to be closed. And I think this fully showed it with the emergency vehicles. The feeling I had, there was a feeling of chaos. Maybe it wasn't that long for a lot of people, but having it all blocked off like this, and knowing the ambulance, we didn't know at that time what that ambulance was going out for. What have you heard? Is the town liable in any way? I've heard they can't be. I mean, they couldn't get to the car.
honestly, I didn't even know.
I don't think it mattered. That's all I'm gonna say, but I don't think it mattered. So.
Well, what if?
Yeah.
Let's say
What
that.
if?
What if?
Well, and that's why I say I think that this is a bigger conversation about what the parade looks like, how is it managed, all of it. I don't have answers for you, but I am very grateful for your perspective and for being willing to share with us your experience.
You gotta hear it, because
Yeah.
we're the ones that are watching this. We're the one that I don't even want to be here anymore, and I haven't for the last year was almost as bad, but nothing like.
Not like this.
Not like this. And if you're gonna keep growing this with vendors on the street, signs on my property, I don't want it. I don't want to be here, but I can't leave my house.
Yeah, I think we knew that because it was the 250th anniversary and it was on a Saturday, that it was going to be big. So as far as the volume of people, I think that's a huge piece of it. The logistical elements that you're discussing, the signage, the parking, all of that, those are things that we can address for sure. I don't know what we do about volume.
Well, you're bringing people in from all over.
Well, we're not.
And to have
intentional.
this disrespect for people and stickers all over the sign, I think is appalling. You don't see that anywhere else in this state on
Were the
4th of
stickers
July.
on the signs that the Rotary put up?
No, on the
On the
speed
stop
limit
signs?
signs and
Oh.
stop
Go look
signs
at
and-
your signs
Yeah,
down
the
here, because you always say
$5,000
you
sign up
never.
here has got stickers all over it.
There's stickers all over, and they're all referring to fuck. And I'm sorry, that's unacceptable.
But you can't stop people from doing graffiti.
Oh, really?
Can I say something?
Yes, please, Patty Sue.
I also have taken down those nasty signs down on the village, and I had to spray stuff on them and take the end of my can to peel them off. And then the language that they had on those signs are terrible. I took them, there's one sign that I can't get because it's too tall for me. I've taken them off guardrail poles, and I've taken them off the signs around my house. And I don't think it's terrible. It's just terrible, the language that they use on those signs.
Well, I think we can probably address that at least.
That was on my agenda
Yeah.
ads, so.
We can help with that, and thank you for your efforts in that regard. It's appreciated. We're gonna move on, Alice, but it's not because this isn't important.
No, I agree.
And we'll certainly let everybody know when we're gonna talk about the 4th. And like I said, we're going to arrange something to have a community forum about the pavilion and the green and how do we want it used and where's the follow through on enforcing the noise violations, etc. Because the ordinance, I think, requires noise to end at, I wanna say 11, but it might be 10.
It was 10.
10?
This is not dealing with the pavilion. This is something new, entirely new.
Sorry, what's not dealing with the pavilion?
The noise ordinance.
Oh,
because
right,
that's-
as it exists.
Right.
Right.
So I'm talking about what I'm living with now as next door to this bandstand.
Right.
It's not right, I'm sorry. I didn't move to this town with that bandstand 30 years ago. All of a sudden, I'm now dealing with a lack of peace and quiet in my backyard on summer nights, period. And unless you can figure that out, how to control this. I wanna know also, when you set this all up, I wanna know what you're paying these bands. You've told me you're paying them to perform here, you don't charge.
We haven't paid anybody.
We're not paying anybody.
We haven't paid anybody. The select board hasn't sponsored any of the events.
So they're just doing this for free.
I think a
Yeah,
bunch
it's-
of them are doing it for free.
Mhm.
But the events have been sponsored by the Planning Commission, the Historical Society, the Warren Arts Committee.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll discuss this later,
Yeah.
but it's something that
We'll
needs
continue the
to be-
conversation for sure, and it is a new facet, right? And things change and communities change, and we need to have an active conversation about what that looks like and how it includes everyone. Do we have any other public comment?
Yes.
I have,
1 second, Susan. Sorry, Patty Sue's here.
I want to say something.
Yes, please.
I've lived in this town all my life. My grandfather was sexton of this cemetery. And I had people buried down here at the bottom and all up through. And I was upset when I heard that they were using the cemetery to park their cars in 4th of July Day. To me, that's not showing respect. It can be blocked off on that corner up there, and it can be blocked off above where this man lives. To me, that's not showing respect to our people that are buried up there and our families, to have a parking lot full of cars in the cemetery and people all over. I worked in that cemetery. My mother was cemetery commissioner. I pushed a lawnmower with Glennis Western and Patricia Taylor, and we hand clipped this cemetery. I know where about everybody is buried. And to me, that is no respect when the public is using this cemetery for a parking lot. Who gave them permission to use that up there for a parking lot?
The Cemetery Commission.
Don't believe that's true.
That's no,
For
For the
4th of July?
4th?
No,
That was my understanding.
don't think that's correct.
Okay. So the Rotary should have reached out to the Cemetery Commission. That's what we do for all of the other events that we have. So-
Yeah, we always ask the cemetery commission, and, I think this speaks to the larger conversation about the 4th of July, how it's organized, what our role is in it, because for the recent past, we've had a very limited role, if any. And what we're experiencing suggests we may need to take a larger role if it's going to continue. Thank you for sharing your concerns.
And I also said that I have taken down a lot of signs, down those sticker signs with the filthy language on them, down in the village. And to me, those shouldn't be put up there. The only thing that saves me is my fence.
Unfortunately, you know, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, freedom of speech exists in this country, and there isn't much that we can do. Like Joel said, there is an opportunity for us to clean up after the fact, but we can't feasibly police people putting stickers or writing graffiti. And it is unfortunate and it is disrespectful, and I hear your frustrations there. I don't know that there's much that this body can do about the act occurring. We can address the result.
And I was upset to hear that the ambulance could not get through because a crowd would not move. And they blowed their siren and they had their lights on. The woman in the front cab, I know this for a fact, was yelling at them to move. We have an emergency. And they would not move out of the way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, incredibly unfortunate. Thank you for sharing. And we will continue the conversation. Susan, did you have something you'd like to add to public comment?
Yes, and I will be quick. I'm here on behalf of the Library Board of Trustees, and I think Marie has been in contact with Rebecca through all this, but the trustees just wanted to make the full board aware. The library was selected as a recipient of the ALA Libraries Transforming Communities Grant in the amount of $10,000. We will be putting out a press release about it just because obviously we're very excited about the opportunity and we'll be seeking community input. So wanted you to be aware of this opportunity that we have. And the trustees have decided to combine the ARPA funds that we receive from the town with this grant to pursue the improvements for accessibility to the library. So we've issued a scope of work requests to a couple of architectural firms. So far we've heard back from one, and they've done a walkthrough of the building with Marie. And kind of part of the intent of telling you this today is that our belief is that the report that Chad will be giving from KMK's, town building inspections is going to overlap with some of the things that we will also be identifying and targeting through our process. So we just wanted you to be aware that, you may have seen people walking around with Marie, and some of what I think Chad's going to share is probably going to overlap with us. So we just wanted to share that, let you know. I think the press release will be coming out. Like I said, Rebecca's been tied in on it, and we're just excited to move forward. So that's our piece. Sorry that none of us could actually be there tonight, and I can't stay, but I think we'll all be watching later to hear about KMK's report.
Susan, that's great, and congratulations. I just want to flag that we need to be working together with respect to any and all modifications to the building.
Absolutely,
Okay.
Absolutely. That's the intent. Yes,
Great, awesome.
for sure.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, and kudos to Alex McClay. She did a lot of the work on the grant writing. So it was very exciting when we received the notification that we got it. So
Good job, Alex.
And we look forward to working with you guys on it.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other public comment? Agenda changes.
I need to add a couple of things to the other business.
Yes.
4th of July damage from stickers. 2 events scheduled, and then we need to set a tax rate meeting. That's all. That all can be in other business.
So much for the little agenda. Okay, moving right along. Any other agenda changes, you guys? No, we're good. Festival permit, Warren United Church barbecue. Brent, please. We have a copy here.
Yes, so I don't even know what year annual barbecue this is for the Warren United Church. And in the past, I don't think we've had to submit a festival permit application, but here it is. So, yes,
I
Saturday,
think it
August.
started last year with the use of the pavilion.
Yeah, we're just
We
trying to
were-
get more consistency with, permits and asks and things like that.
So Saturday, August 8th, 5 to 7. It is a fundraiser. This year, the benefit for the community pantry. Last year, it was freewheeling, and several other years. I don't remember. I don't have a list of others. Max, more or less 100, but that's over 2 hours. So people come and go. If they're there at 5, they sit, they eat, they may leave. So it's not 100 people all at the same time. And so it's not a problem, I don't think, with parking out in the lot out there. It hasn't been in the past. And barbecue pork, salad. Entertainment is just typically just a duet. Someone coupled with their guitar and singing. And sanitation facilities inside the church, or I also submitted an application for use of the town hall as a backup if it rains. We'd be eating downstairs down there.
And you guys are gonna set up a tent?
Yes, we're going to have a 20 by 20 tent to set up out there.
On the
It'd be-
green, is that where that goes?
on the green. In the past, the library has erected a tent, and we've used it in conjunction with them, but the library wasn't going to set up the tent this year,
So you have a different tent,
a different tent.
and it'll only be up for this?
Yes,
Up and down?
up and down.
Up and down. Nice. And is your duet acoustic? Are they plugged in?
No, I think it's acoustic, yeah.
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Anybody have any questions? Does it look good to everybody?
So sort of, that's the different application for the use of the town hall. There's a rental fee, but I don't know if that's part of this approval. Are you willing to waive that for a fundraiser for community pantry?
We're so good at charging fees, Brent.
So was that a yes or a no?
What do you guys think?
I'm good with that.
Harvey, how do you feel about waiving the rental fee for the town hall?
Yes.
Okay. So do we have a motion to approve the festival permit for the Warren United Church barbecue, Saturday, August 8th?
So,
And a second.
Second.
Jeremiah. All those in favor?
aye.
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 Jeremiah?
Aye.
Aye. So go forth.
Thank you.
And raise money.
Thank you to the board.
And barbecue.
And barbecue.
Eat good food. Hey,
and
be sure to come.
merry.
All are invited, open to everyone.
Please don't be too loud.
Not with your mouth full. All right, thank you.
I can be loud with my mouth open.
I'm not gonna ask.
You wouldn't put it past me. Okay. Chad. KMK, property inspection report. What fun reading.
What fun
And this
reading.
is the short version.
It's exactly, that's the short version.
I'm actually curious because I haven't dug into the really long version. I'm like, so what's not? What's not in this?
I would say it just goes more in depth about the certain areas that are kind of,
And what exactly would need doing?
exactly.
Stuff that's not up to code, things like that.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
That's good information for you.
exactly.
Like that not being a pre-lit sign.
That's in here,
That kind of
multiple
thing.
times.
That's so what it does is the longer version calls out the specific areas, the shorter version calls out a general statement of, emergency exit signs not being illuminated, 2 doors on an emergency exit, an in swing.
Right.
Stuff along those lines.
Okay. Well, I felt like a lot of that was captured in this. Maybe I read the full one. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably, yeah.
So how do we want to do this, team? Did y'all get a chance to look through the summaries?
Yes.
Yeah. do we want to go through them? Do we want to talk high level? What do you think? I've made some notes. I have all kinds of thoughts and comments, but I don't know how we want to move through this.
Can I make a recommendation to the board?
Yeah. I'm
So,
asking.
exactly. Well, let me start. Can I give you guys a quick overview of just everything that, Rebecca and I have kind of worked on?
Definitely, please do.
So the initial inspection, we went through the East One Market, we went through this building, we went through the library, and kind of just running through, looking at the safety concerns and kind of just general structures. We've dealt with emergency needs, right? Whether that was repairing the front steps because they were loose, trying to nail them down. We were able to get some lighting done. We have started to make a list and start to compile stuff for the HVAC, for heating, for hot water tanks. We're allowed to be able to start looking towards the future of replacement and everything like that. I think as we've kind of worked through with Rebecca, I think a lot of the focus could be, because the reports are so long, our recommendation would be maybe really focusing over at the library building with the front staircase and kind of maybe focusing on that building, if that makes sense to you.
The front stairs need to be repaired.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree that that's a focal point. I think I was imagining a sort of a multi-pronged approach. So just in response to that, I think highlighting a couple of the larger projects and setting some timelines for them is, I think, something we want to do. That as far as building out that capital maintenance plan, and that leads to one of my questions, which I know you say there will be more to come, but with respect to exterior maintenance concerns, the stairs are an obvious thing. I know we've got rotten sills out here. There's a fair amount of minor carpentry repair, and I think what the board would really like to understand is, what do we need to be saving? What do we need to be putting aside each year to be allocating to those projects? So that's the next piece that I'd love to see come out of this, and I'd love to see these reports sort of go into a scheduling of how we start to chip away at this work.
Okay.
And so to your point, those stairs are definitely an immediate concern.
Yep.
Let's get moving on it. It's something that we did budget for, right?
Yeah.
And then there are a number of smaller sort of low-hanging fruit that you guys have already started addressing, and I'd love to just keep working through that list within the budget that we've allocated for that work with you guys in this calendar year, right? I think we set aside $50,000 to accomplish some of this stuff. Maybe we can run through these reports and sort of talk about what are those little things.
Sounds great.
And then personally, I'd love to get the next round of let's get a schedule going. And I think you've outlined that here with respect to the HVAC stuff, right? All of the filter changes, the boiler maintenance and stuff. Let's get it all on a schedule and a master calendar so that we know that that's happening and getting done, and we can budget for it appropriately. And then also with the bigger maintenance asks, even the pressure washing, right? The painting, all the things.
Correct. And that's what, Rebecca and I have been working on, is some of those smaller items, some of the bigger items, trying to address it. And I think, how far do you guys, where do we want to go with that direction on some of the stuff that was called out? So do you want to walk through it now?
Let's walk through it. And
Okay.
I hear you with the, how far do we want to go?
Just
And I think
tonight,
that-
and also just in general,
too,
just because there
with these
is a lot.
historic buildings, and you were let's level up and fix the stairs. I'm dude, they're 200 years old. We're not going to achieve that.
100%. But as we look at the front steps, they've been nailed even before we came on board. They've been nailed 5 or 6 times.
I didn't mean the outside steps.
Okay.
I meant the inside steps.
Oh, inside steps.
Oh God, we're rebuilding the building.
100%. And again, right, some of this stuff is called out just due to, I will be very clear, right? I am not a fire marshal. I am just strictly one volunteer firefighter. It is things that we have seen and that we should just be aware of, that if we are going to look at some of the bigger projects, such as the front staircase, that may trigger the fire marshal, and that's where those things would be addressed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Okay, which building should we start with? I have the library in front of me.
Sounds
I
great.
think that one has probably the most need. Just
It's a smaller
It's
report.
just, yes.
Okay, so just at the beginning, front entrance.
Do we have, did you email this to us as well? So
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, and it lives on the drive, but they're too big
Okay.
to open.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we can share.
Okay.
Jeremiah, were you able to get yours?
Yes, I have it here.
Okay, and we can run up and print another one if we need to,
That's cool.
so let us know. My assessment of your assessment was this seems insufficient. And only because you're saying that it needs repair, do you still think it can be repaired? I mean, we've literally like
The front
closed
staircase?
it off. Yeah, the library.
Oh, no, I don't think it can be repaired.
This says it can be repaired.
We were saying as a temporary use. This wasn't
Oh.
for, we were saying to try to make it, in all of our conversations, we've known
That we want to replace
that
it.
we needed to replace it,
Okay.
but it was a matter of trying to limp it along because even when we came on,
Yeah.
we've had numerous people complain about the steps continuing
Yeah.
to do it, us nailing it in. There was minor fixes we could do until we found the bigger solution.
I
That's
get
what that
you.
report was
Okay.
calling it.
And I was like, I think we're past this.
No, there is no way those are manageable, saveable, anything.
Once we realized that the treads were
Starting to
literally-
roll
yeah.
over,
Yeah.
and there's also missing railing pieces,
Yeah,
everything.
the
like
rises aren't the same, like it's a bigger
that. It's a bigger
conversation.
project.
And it's one that we did sort of wrap our heads around how we might want to approach it. But I think we could do that again. I don't know if right this minute is the time to do that. Do you guys have thoughts on the front stairs to the library?
They need to be replaced.
They need to be replaced.
One recommendation that I had talked about with Rebecca, right now we have one side that is closed.
Yeah,
It does seem maybe to be unknown exactly what's underneath them, how much concrete, what are they actually sitting on?
we have
From the
done
photos
some
that-
investigating.
We
Yeah.
have, okay,
Yeah, there's
So-
concrete, they're sitting on concrete.
okay.
There's like a large sort of concrete substructure that almost looks like it might have been
I think they were old steps.
Okay.
So we sort of know.
So
We know
sort
there's a
of-
bunch of concrete.
But the question was, right, do you pull up a couple treads knowing that side is gonna be closed, right? It's not gonna be saved, so you cross it off and actually pull up to really have
To
a
do
better.
more investigating.
To do more investigation, to understand, is there a curb stop in there, which we had seen in some photos? Is there a water shutoff that's still active to the building? Is that old and abandoned? What are you dealing with? And then that would allow us to figure out, are you jackhammering out the old staircase to build it to new code, or are you just kind of building it on top of the existing staircase now?
I'm cool with you investigating.
That seems like the most
Yeah,
logical
Best-
step
best
is,
place to start.
Let's start looking.
and put up some 2x4s or 2x6s at the top and at the bottom, just so no one can duck under
Yeah.
the ribbon.
Just-
We're kind of
yeah,
covering
close
ourselves.
it off for
Yeah.
good, and,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into it.
It's not going to look the prettiest, but we're going to at least have it so no one can walk over there and not pay attention. Okay.
And then I think we should,
So the other question is, since the library just talked about their grant and how that's going to interface together, like those
yeah,
two
I think their
components.
accessibility concerns are with like a ramp up to the kids section,
So it's
improved
internal.
lighting and electrical scope,
Okay.
and potentially an office space, is that right?
Yep,
I don't think
So
they're
it's not
looking at
exterior.
access.
Okay.
right.
That's the scope at least that they had been communicating with us. But we should certainly have the conversation. And then I think we need to sort of build a team to look at what does the rebuild look like.
That's what I was going to say is I think, first and foremost to start with the investigation. From there, we can then have a conversation about what our findings are underneath there and how far we want to take it. Because we have pavement, and as you pointed out, the rise over run is not equal across all those staircases.
It abuts to the window. I mean, there are a handful
It abuts
of
to the
problems.
window. Are we backing it off of the building?
Yeah.
Do we want it to just be one-sided? Are you changing the design at all?
Right.
There's a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
we will start working on the investigation piece, and then maybe we can revisit it, whether it's in this meeting or via an email to the board.
Yeah, let's see what the investigation brings up,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about who we want to sort of spearhead the rebuild design, and whether we want to bring an architect in. I mean, Jim designed what's there.
And what kind of materials want to be used? Are
Yeah.
we using pressure treated? Are we
Right.
using Trex or anything?
Right.
Marie suggested that we maybe ask Preservation of Vermont,
Yep.
just to see, with that being a historic building, you know,
What do we have to do?
what do we have to do?
Yep.
It's gonna, you know, potentially change the front side of that building.
Which we have already done.
And
Right.
one thing that goes along with it, as we were talking about earlier, is when we are going to have people over there investigating that, if we are going to look at replacing the front staircase, do we want to look at replacing the emergency exit staircase off the back side of the kids' library? Because right now the staircase is fairly well rotted. It also doesn't have a 4-foot landing when you walk out.
Yeah, let's
So there are
let's
things
move
that-
through the report and
Okay.
get to that, if that works.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I think we're good on the front entrance. We're gonna work toward repairing, or replacing that. Basement emergency exit is the next one. This is something that I mean, I know that I have said to the library that this needs to be cleaned up and not be this way. I've gone over there and done it myself, and it just keeps happening.
So I did talk with them
Yeah.
and Rebecca, and they wanted to build some kind of rack for the tables that would allow a lot of that to be cleaned up.
Yeah. So.
Okay, in all fairness, the tables aren't usually even there, and it's all the kids' stuff.
Well,
that's there
so
that's-
we, Marie and I met with Chad last week before, I don't remember when. And we went through a couple of scenarios. So for whatever reason, like the majority of the tables that were upstairs and on the top floor have now ended up downstairs in the basement. So we were thinking like we would mark them, and basically as part of the new agreement that says like if you move a table from downstairs, it's your responsibility to bring it back up. If it's got a pink dot on it, it belongs upstairs. If it's got a blue, it belongs in the basement, blah, blah, blah.
Sure, yeah.
And then the other thing we talked about, Amanda knows that most of the stuff down there needs to go. It's just a matter of finding the time to go through it. So she and Marie are planning to work on that on Friday. They're gonna put blue painter's tape on it for KMK to come
Great.
and do removal of some of that. So that should
Awesome.
eliminate some of that stuff. They also have, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Parkey Halsey coming to do some
Cabinetry.
new cabinetry in the children's section, and there's a huge wooden cabinet that they're removing, and that's gonna go downstairs, and hopefully Amanda will be able to use that for some storage.
Okay.
So we'll have to fasten it to the wall for safety, and then Amanda will transition some stuff into that. It locks, it closes.
Yeah.
It'll be cleaner.
It won't hold the bigger items.
No, it won't hold the bigger items, but she has a plan. We wanted to talk to you guys about maybe getting rid of those metal chairs that are down there because they have that new chair rack that's in there, because those take up a significant amount of space.
Those aren't even called out in the report.
I was just
because
wondering
those
if
are-
I could see them in one of the pictures.
They are the old
They're older-
metal
they're
chairs
older.
that
Yeah.
kind of sit in here, except
Yeah.
they're the nice brown ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that brown.
Yeah, and some of them are broken and definitely a pinch point
Yeah.
for someone using.
Okay. That all sounds awesome, and I love that, and that's totally what I was imagining out of this report. Like this is the low-hanging fruit. Like, let's just start doing
Yeah.
this work. I would really like to reinforce that, however it takes place, whatever gets removed and not removed, it needs to stop being stored in the emergency exit.
Yep.
Like, it has to stop being stored in the hallway. And we've been saying like, let's get some cabinetry, let's
Yeah.
get some cabinetry. So we really need to make movement on that. And until the cabinetry happens, we need to allow egress.
Yeah, so we had an issue with the elevator over there about 3 weeks ago. It overheated and basically stops working after it overheats because it had excessive use. So accessibility came to look at it just to make sure that it was okay to use in the future. We have Green Mountain Elevator inspectors coming, I think on August 10th.
Look,
to do
we're already checking stuff off.
an
we're doing
elevator
great.
inspection. I meant to tell you that today, but she literally emailed me while you and
Yeah.
I were talking. And they know that all of that stuff has to be moved so that they can have access to the elevator door panel.
Well, I very much hope it'll be moved before August.
I agree, but so we had a lengthy conversation about it today, and I think there was some overwhelming feeling like they were the ones needing to like go through everything and get everything moved out. But once I told them that KMK would come
Do the
and
moving.
do the heavy lifting,
Yeah.
they were sort of a little relieved.
I do think we have to find a place for the big items,
Yes.
which
Yep.
kind of haven't been addressed. Is there a certain spot that makes sense to store? I mean, I think in those photos they have some mats and stuff that are lining
Yeah.
that hallway.
And I think, so maybe that's a site visit. Maybe we find a time and all go over there and say, hey, what corner of this room do we want to designate for storage right now? And it doesn't have to be its permanent location. We know that the kitchen needs addressing, like maybe you take the stove out and there's a closet in the kitchen. I don't know, but we need to do something different.
Yeah, so we I'm not gonna waste a lot of time, but we did have all of these conversations a couple of weeks ago with Marie, and we actually did do some brainstorming about, you know, what the downstairs could potentially look like.
Great, so
Make it
why
better.
don't we let them get through the first round this Friday and see what y'all haul out, and then plan a site visit for like a couple of weeks from now, or 2 to 3 weeks from now, and nail down the next set. Does that
Great.
sound good?
Yep.
What's next? Oh, can you talk to us about these commercial door openers?
Yeah, so a commercial door opener, it's so, right, if that door is open in the case of emergency, it automatically closes and instead of allowing air to just flow through. So it's just
Like if
your
there's a
normal-
fire.
If there's a fire, it's gonna pull that door shut. And that's what all those doors are supposed to have, is automatic, or door closers.
Yeah, so we have like, I think, I don't know, 6-ish exits that don't have them, that need them.
Correct.
Can you get a quote together for us to add
Yep.
them? That feels, again, like low hanging fruit. Yeah?
Yep.
Agree.
Oh, and I think this report may be before you discovered that there were 2 doors at the exit of the kids'
It was.
Yeah, so
Yes.
have you taken the old door out yet?
We have not, because we're kind of waiting in our conversations over there. The other door, I think, needs a little tweaking
Yeah.
because it is drafty. So I think that's why both doors were
Yeah.
left. The
Right.
wood door inside is old and doesn't have the proper latch. The new exterior door that's installed has a breeze that comes through that, and we just found that out.
Yep.
So it
Oh.
needs like weather stripping?
Weather
what-
stripping
so-
is what we're hoping for. We
Yeah.
haven't looked at it to actually see
Yeah.
what's happening there. I think my
I put
understanding
eyes
was-
on it this afternoon when I was over there, and I did email Mark from Marvin to see if he had any thoughts, take some
Yeah.
pictures to see if he had any thoughts.
It's one of their doors.
I believe so.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be good. I just feel like that, again, is one of those, let's solve
Yeah.
the emergency exit issues,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And
And so
I
that's
think
what-
that fits within your budget anyway.
Yeah.
There is a lot of easy things here,
Yeah.
and that's, I think, some of the stuff that was really in this report was kind of
Yeah.
the basic, what's the easy stuff that gets us off the ground
Yeah.
and gets stuff
Yeah,
moving forward.
and identifying priorities, I think this is great. Okay, then there's also the other one. The main library exit,
Yes,
emergency exit. The door does swing out, doesn't it?
yeah, it does swing out.
It says replacing with a door that swings out. Oh, that's the children's one, sorry.
Yes,
Sorry. Rehanging the fire extinguisher sign.
yeah.
Yes, please.
Again, I think, there's a lot of little things. If you want to, we can walk through the report fully. I understand it's 45 pages, I think. So we can take all the low-hanging fruit with your blessing.
Yeah.
To just say, hey,
Do the
you know
little
what,
thing.
do the little things,
Yeah.
get the emergency exit signs working,
Get
get
the
the
door
fire
closers.
extinguishers, get the doors working and functioning to
Yes.
meet code, to be safe.
Yes.
And then we can kind of dive through that, and what we can do is kind of work through maybe bringing back a cost, because that's not going to represent a cost right now.
Understood.
So we
Yeah.
could come back with a cost to say, here's everything.
A cost for all of the low-hanging fruit?
No, a cost for some of the bigger items
Yeah,
that are in
okay,
the
I was gonna
report.
say,
Yeah,
I don't think
the
we should
low-hanging
waste
fruit, we
time
can kind
on
of
the
say
low-hanging
like,
fruit.
yep, let's get it done.
Yeah, let's start doing it, work through the hours, make
Yep.
sure that it's working within the budget.
Yep.
Second floor emergency exit, I think we're good there, right? Understanding.
Yep.
I really hope that the egress is fine.
We're just,
The alarm system, I was surprised that it was considered medium condition. It sounded like in the write-up that it was actually working well.
it was the date of inspection, I think, on it. There was no sticker present when we were looking at
So I
it.
imagine we're working to
We
schedule
just,
those.
we have to work with the alarm company. They very well may not have put a sticker on it. Our understanding was it was inspected.
Okay. The exit signs in the library are in good condition and they're all backlit.
Yes.
Great.
Ex-
The poll stations need to be accessible.
yes.
Is that something that you need us to do, or should we just communicate to the people using the building?
I think we can work through Rebecca or you guys, and kind of just notify them, right? Is that
Yeah.
they have to be accessible, so if there was an emergency, someone can reach and grab it and pull it down instead of
Great.
trying to move bucks.
Yeah, totally. Fire extinguishers, yes.
Yeah.
Mechanical systems, you've already started working through. I know that Rebecca and I have been talking about this. We're trying to build a system in which knowledge transcends any one of us. Because we are sitting here without knowledge of the last 15 years,
Yeah.
right? So building those annual maintenance schedules and capital improvement plans is just really
Big
important.
calendar.
Yeah, so that it lives beyond any one of us.
Yeah.
And yes.
Hot water heater, electrical, you're on that stuff.
A lot of the electrical has been addressed in this building. We still have some other electrical stuff to address.
Yeah. This is a really poignant set of pictures that speaks to the electrical needs
Yes.
in all of our old buildings, right? And in the library in particular. And I think this is largely going to be addressed by some of the stuff that the library wants to do, I think,
Yeah.
right? Adding outlets, capacity. Okay. What about the hole in the ceiling? You can patch it. It doesn't, I don't think we need access. There was a leak there.
There was a leak, yeah.
There's leak. I mean, there's a couple different holes down there.
Yeah, they were investigative.
Yep.
And we discovered that the pipes were sweating
Yeah,
because of the dampness and
Yeah.
hence the dehumidifier.
yeah.
But would we be better served to put a grate there? Just to
mean, if
allow
it's
some
easy
airflow
enough.
with the dehumidifier there. I mean, it would be easy
Yeah,
enough
sure.
to put a grate in.
Yeah, just cut it to the size of one of the drywall grates.
Does that make sense?
Fine with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Better than painting the
there's
whole
a-
ceiling.
They put one in when they put in the new dehumidifier,
Yeah.
so might as well.
Might as well have an extra one.
Yeah.
That's- Okay.
Any air that flows through there is beneficial, considering the water that they have found in there in the last couple of weeks from the storms.
Personally, I'm not too worried about the handrails tying back into the wall right now.
Yep.
Is that, but maybe I'm missing something.
The only time it would be, and I don't remember all the photos, unfortunately.
happens at-
Exactly.
everywhere.
It's where a handrail at the top of the stairs would be the biggest concern. The one at the bottom I wouldn't be as concerned about. It would be for an elderly person walking down or someone just not paying attention and the shirt catches at the top. And it would pull them and it would be more of a trip hazard. That
Well,
is
and-
why they're
and
supposed to
most-
terminate back.
Right. Most recently, there was a child that got their head stuck in between the wall and the railing. They
That was
lit-
over at the library.
they- yeah.
It's a little bit different,
They
but
literally
yes.
stood up and their
Were
head.
they doing it intentionally?
No, and Marie said the mom just went over and picked them
Yeah.
up and set them
Yeah,
down.
I
you know.
as far as like low hang, that feels like as we renovate things,
Yeah.
we fix those things if needed, but I don't feel like it's something we need to go changing all the handrails. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it sounds complicated to fix all those problems.
There was, so it's
How many
like,
of them are there?
some of them do come back, right? Some of them
Yeah.
come back, and then there's the ones going upstairs. Is it the ones going upstairs, or is it this building, Chad?
I think it could be
It might be
this
even
building.
this building, so
And-
like even here.
I don't know. I've fallen down like every staircase at the library, so.
We got historic dispensation.
Again, and as we've talked about, right, I wouldn't say it's a high priority. It's one of those things that we want to make you guys aware of it because it can be a safety concern.
Totally.
Is there just a simple return? Like,
Correct. It would just be adding a return in.
Is it like a
They,
easy part that
It
purchase
doesn't
this
have to
goes
look
all-
beautiful. I mean, we can kind of try to blend it.
I'm curious what the solution is, what it looks like.
it's
like
cutting it on the bevel and adding like a corner piece.
Oh, okay, building a new rail, that's, okay.
Yeah, a section of rail.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to terminate.
The
go off.
existing rail could almost stay. You would just have to cut the end.
Right,
Yeah.
I see.
yeah,
Yeah.
cut a new bevel
I
and
see.
add.
And then
that
add
piece.
that little piece.
There are better pictures of it in this
Okay.
building that we'll get to.
So
Okay.
I would say for right now, we can not worry about it and worry about it in a month after we get through some of the other low hanging
Yeah,
fruit. I mean,
Great. And see
I
where
think
we
the
are.
other stuff we have is easy and pressing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the kitchen and the bathrooms for a second
Yes.
in the library building. I've sort of identified the things that I think are like first level priority, removing the old stove and moving the new one under the hood vent. I love that idea. I think the issue has been nobody knows how to get the old stove out.
Correct.
It doesn't fit.
I mean, it doesn't work.
I know it doesn't work. It's enormous.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you can get it out? Great.
We may have to cut the opening. I mean, I think this ties in with the future plans that we've talked about over there when we think about storage, when we think about other opportunity for space. Before you go down this area, I think there are small things we could do to increase it because we are going to have to probably cut bigger opening to get that stove out would be my guess. That would, when we
So
looked
then
at
it rolls itself into whatever the future kitchen renovation looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this would probably best suit for a field trip at some point
Yeah, this is
with
a
the
site
select
visit.
board to say,
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what
you
we're
know,
thinking.
because as we look at the sinks, as we look at the other stove,
Yeah.
and there was just so much
There's so much
junk in
Junk,
there
yeah.
that, I mean, I think what, she had 300 coffee cups in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, then the other two things that I had were the fire extinguisher
Yep,
and pest control.
yes.
And the rest of it sounds like renovation project, which is part of the capital plan. Like, what are we gonna do? When are we gonna do it? And how much is it gonna cost?
And I think pest control, right, it's a lot of that would help just eliminating a lot of the food that's sitting down there. And I think that's what they are gonna be working on.
Yeah.
The pests
on
are
Friday.
working on that, Chad.
They are, they're doing a great job.
That's their whole mission. Okay, bathroom fan.
Yes.
Yeah. That felt like do that,
Okay.
right?
Agree.
I think it would, I always wish in commercial bathrooms there was a way to, well, I like it when the switches are separate. So
Yeah.
yes, fan, light combo, but fan, light.
Well, do we want
Separate
it, so
switches.
the fan just would try to stay on? I know some of the newer units, the fan does stay on all the time.
No, not all the time.
The one that we have in here, when you turn the light on, the fan comes on. And when
This one is separate.
Yeah,
That
this one is-
is
this one, yeah,
tied.
correct.
So in this one, you can leave the fan on, right?
Yeah.
Someone like makes a big stink and they
Yeah.
leave the fan on, and then the next person comes in
So we
and they're
want it
not.
on 2 switches.
That's my preference.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flooring in the bathrooms. Was that in here or in the
Yeah, I think
library that it's?
It's
Or-
in both, I think.
They're gonna deal with all of that.
These cabinets are moving.
Oh, yeah, what about the cabinets upstairs? What is, do you know what's happening with the display cabinets in the town hall?
We want them gone.
We want them gone.
Yeah, and someone already stepped on one and broke it a
Yeah,
couple.
It's been broken for
Yeah.
a long
Yeah.
time. I think we decided we wanted to keep 1 or 2. So let's make this part of our site visit in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
And we have to loop the.
I would say
the
if you're bored,
historical-
you can come get the broken ones out of there. I think there's 2 broken ones up there.
Yeah, get the broken ones out, but there were a couple that were nicer than the others. I know the Historical Society was like, maybe we want them. We as a board had talked about, it might be nice to be able to display some things up there. People who rent the space do use them. We've used them as like
But just as a
a
table.
sideboard, as a table.
Yeah.
Like,
But there's plenty of tables up there, so. And the
As
other
a
thing
higher
is the
table to keep
benches.
the things away
The
from the
benches to
tiny
get
ones.
those out of there that are down in the basement.
All the benches
The
going
green
around
benches.
the
The
basement.
pews?
Yes, kind of.
Pews, benches, whatever you want to call them.
They're pews. They're historic.
The green ones?
What are we talking about? We need a
wooden
site
ones or the
visit.
green ones?
The wooden ones.
The wooden ones that are downstairs in the basement, that 2/3 of them are broken. And sharp and
Are we having
Yeah,
a
I like
ceremonial bonfire?
somebody wants, I mean, according to Amanda, somebody wants to buy them.
Oh, we like that.
So I'll reach out to Amanda.
We're really good at charging fees.
We're not.
So the only other question before we junk the display ones, do we want to put them on front porch for? Do you guys?
Maybe
wanna,
you want to put them in.
I
We
definitely do not.
tried.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we do everything we
Let-
can
let me
before
reach
we
out to
just.
Adam.
Adam
one more
wanted
time.
them. If we deliver them, does he want them?
Oh, jeez. I don't think Cam
I just don't
You
wanna-
can definitely remove the broken ones.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a site visit to look at what remains.
Yeah, there's
Because
also
I know
other
it's
stuff.
like there is more than enough stuff, and I just want us to be mindful because like sometimes when you just get in the habit of throwing things away, you want it at some point, and you needed it. You don't agree, Alice? You think we should throw it all away?
It's not good, get rid of it.
It's not good. Get rid of it. What do you guys think about the church pews that are over in the town hall?
They're not terribly comfortable.
They're for little butts.
The wood-
They're very short.
The wood benches?
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a historic thing in there for an hour and a half. And
You didn't love it.
no.
I really don't know, I just know that some of the old residents find them, they want them.
Historic.
Yeah, they're historic.
I'm
They're
not talking
historic.
about the ones that are upstairs in the top floor. I'm talking
Oh.
about the ones downstairs in the basement. They're like painted a green color.
I don't think
Oh, I
I've
don't
ever
know
seen
about
those.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones upstairs, I believe, on the top floor are
They're fine.
more of a historic nature, and most
Yeah.
of them are fine.
Okay.
Maybe they just need a little glue. But I'm talking about the ones like the whole row of them that
Yeah.
literally are
I
blocking
think
the,
that- and
the
I
hall
think
to the
they're like they
elevator.
have stuff packed on them, so
Yeah.
is why I can't even
Yeah.
think of.
So
it.
again,
Okay.
for a site visit,
Okay.
probably.
What about the mechanical rooms in here? Are we good with
We
Chad
have-
and team just hoeing and throwing all the stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's usable and what's not usable. The toilet.
We're keeping
It's
that.
gonna come out here. We're gonna
Exactly.
put flowers in it.
Perfect.
No.
That's it for me. Those are
Great.
my notes on on the library building. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Anything you want to flag?
No, that sounds fine.
Yeah,
That's the beginning there.
Okay.
We'll take a-
Then, where are we on timing?
We've got about a half an hour.
Okay, good. We're doing the next one. This building was fun.
Yes.
You want to see too? Do you want to come closer to us so we can all see?
Or we can just, why don't we just-
Yeah.
we'll just pass.
I've already read it and I've made
We'll
notes,
just
so
pass that
you
in.
guys can.
We'll set them on the line. So, main entrance.
Main entrance.
Staircase.
Staircase.
Does it just need sprucing?
I think it requires a little more investigation. We've tried to put some screws in it, use some longer screws.
Did you
Other
think the
people have done
stringers
it.
underneath are
It's the
rotted?
stringers, I think,
Yeah.
are rotted.
So if we're gonna be bringing in a company to replace the library stairs, maybe we look at uniformity between the two and replace. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think this would be an opportunity to get a vendor in here, make it more appealing than just a one-off project. If we're saying, let's do this staircase, let's do the library staircase, let's do all the emergency exit staircases that don't really meet code. I mean, the one right out of
The children's area.
Well, no, even at this building, some of them are the one
this
out
one?
of,
The
well, you
one
have the
that's
front one
broken?
here, and then you have the one out of Brent's office.
Right.
It's, I think, 2 feet wide. So if
Yeah,
someone
it's-
ever tried to egress out of it, they would just fall right
Yeah.
off the side.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a huge,
There's a huge gap. There's a couple different things. So I
Yeah.
think this would be the opportunity to kind of look at all of them as a whole and say, let's bring all of them up to code and safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, create the dream list, and then we can kind of back it out from there and say, what can we get done this year?
Yeah.
And what's realistic?
Yeah. And what do we need to save if we can't do it all this year?
Yeah.
Okay. The emergency exit and the basement in this building are the piece that is like, I'm scratching my head about. So the emergency room, the emergency exit from the basement pops you out underneath the
Correct.
handicap ramp?
So, years
That's
ago,
cute.
when this was the library, they must have installed the handicap ramp.
Yeah.
That is where the bulkhead doors are. So if someone was ever in the basement and the fire was upstairs, there'd be almost no way to get out.
Yeah.
So as we've talked about for the short term was we were shutting the door and kind of we were going to get a sign to put on it that says personnel only. So the average person walking through the building doesn't just go downstairs not knowing where they're going. We're trying to minimize the
Great.
risk of that.
Yeah.
But I do think long term, do we need the handicap ramp here? The building isn't handicap accessible because there's no elevator.
And if we're talking about redoing the front entry,
This would
is
allow
there
us.
an opportunity to make that more accessible?
So
Wait, so do we have to be handicap accessible?
I think that you could probably put a sign out there that, right, they would call a number if they couldn't make it inside like other businesses do. But once they make it inside, we're not fully handicap accessible. They can't go
Right.
to the
That's what
third
I
floor,
mean,
they can't go
yeah.
to the basement, so.
But
I
they
think
could at least access the building and the personnel that they're requiring could come to them. If they could at least get in the building.
if they could get through the building, I don't know actually ironically enough how wide the doorway is.
It's
We didn't
at
take
least
the-
3.
All
I
the way
think-
down, even into Brent's office. Like you wouldn't be able to make that, I don't know how, I don't think that door would be wide enough. So you'd be able to get into the building
You'd get in the
and
building.
stop. Because when they did this, they made that ramp
yeah,
into here.
This is the handicap.
This is the handicap
accessible.
accessible piece.
yeah.
It's.
So if that was
We could
removed,
extend that to the front, just bear with me here, like,
Yeah.
we could potentially extend the handicap accessibility to the front door, which I know is wide enough.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're reworking that entry, we could potentially put a ramp off of it and then remove this ramp so that you have egress out of the basement,
correct.
if that is of the utmost importance.
I
Is
think
the
it
second
co-
form of egress of the utmost importance out of the basement?
It is, again, like I said, I am not a code enforcement. I have worked with Stan. I understand it. It would be something, my understanding would be if it's open to the public, that's where shutting that door. Because someone going down there, it's also the safety concern of someone going down there to perform work and God forbid something happened, we aren't a sprinkler building. There's no sprinklers in this building.
I think the basement is close to the public.
Seems like the easiest solution.
Yep.
I mean, I will say that on a few rare occasions, there have been people who have gone down there looking at historical photos that are stored down there,
Well, maybe we need to bring them up for them.
so.
I do think it wouldn't hurt over time to have
about these
to talk
things.
about that, to talk about these bigger concerns. Is a second means of egress with no office down there or anything bad? No, but that's where all the mechanicals are.
Yeah.
So even when we look at trying to, if the furnace ever had to be replaced, the hot water tank ever had to be replaced, you'd probably be coming through that bulkhead anyways because that staircase is too narrow. Also, when we're looking down there, as Rebecca had said, there's a fair amount of water that's still coming into the building.
The basement is like the kitchen in the library
Yep.
building, or in the town hall building, a needed renovation, and it's gonna be a big one.
Yep, and I would say at the very least, the other thing the select board should consider is putting in a permanent dehumidifier, allowing one to run all the time.
Is it not now? I thought we had one
No.
running all the
There's
Now
not,
over in the town hall there is.
time. Yeah.
there's
I
not
know,
one
I
down
bought
in the
it, set it
basement running currently here.
Well, this is a system that Chuck's installed. This is
Right,
like
right.
a
They
professional
added it.
system.
Yeah.
Okay, well, should we put that on the list? Getting a
Of
dehumidifier
low-hanging fruit or just
downstairs?
a quote
On the
on that?
low-hanging fruit,
I
on
think
the low-hanging fruit list. On the immediate concerns.
I would
list.
recommend another site visit at some time to address this building. We can put a dehumidifier in. The question is where are we running the line without drilling through the siding that we're
Well,
going to
there's a
disperse.
sump pump with a hole in the floor, right?
That's all the way in the far corner. The
Mhm.
water is right at the bottom of the staircase.
Yeah.
That is continuing to be an issue, and there is standing water down there,
Mhm.
depending on the rainstorm. So that's what I would rather see it be. Our recommendation to the select board would be address all of it at once and come up with a better solution than just putting a dehumidifier there, knowing it needs to happen. Maybe we bump that to a site visit in the next month.
Right, but
before
is there a
that.
world in which we use the temporary one that we bought for the library until it was installed properly downstairs until we get to installing one properly? And your concern is where do we drain it?
Where do we drain it? I mean, we can run a hose.
It's
I
not
think,
supposed
why
to
don't
be
we take a
longer
look
than
at it
6
this
feet.
week?
Okay.
Right.
And see how we can maneuver there. Unfortunately, there is a lot of boxes and stuff all over, and I just don't want people to trip over it or anything like that.
It's
Yeah.
gotten better down there with boxes, but there's still a lot of stuff down there.
Well, I would say if we can think about adding a dehumidifier down there in the interim, that would be great. And we need to talk about what its future looks like.
I've never been down there.
Oh, it's so fun. We didn't send you down there when you got your tour?
No.
To see the jail chair? Have you had your tour yet?
No.
Don't forget to show them the jail chair.
Checking it out.
Commercial door closer again.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, question about the emergency signs, and maybe you answered it at the end of this report. You had a question about whether they could just be backlit. Are the ones that are simply backlit battery operated, or do they have to be wired?
I don't know the answer to that. What I do know is my understanding was if they are illuminated, if one is illuminated in the building, all of them should be illuminated in the building. So, right, this one in particular, when you're looking at it, if you were in here, how would you get out? You won't be able to see that because of all the stuff blocking it. And yes, it's reflective. I know he has allowed those to stay. These are things that we just have learned from our experience working in the commercial world. Is it something that you have to address right now? I would say no, it's something that we should just be mindful of. And we
I
want to
guess
point out to
my
you.
thought was, yeah, Keith.
I think they have to be electrically, because they gotta be on, the batteries would go dead. So they have to be
Wired,
wired, because if nobody is here, the light's still supposed to be on.
right.
So it has to be that, you should check the batteries monthly, that's what I've always done.
When I did fire inspection, they were always wired with a battery backup.
Yeah, I've never seen one just battery operated.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bigger ask. Wiring all of the electrical signs is a bigger ask than putting battery operated. That's why I was asking.
I've
the
seen
question.
some with reflectors on it, where they put a reflector, but I don't know, I don't believe it's a primary fire exit. I think it's just, people are only in that building for the day,
And that's where I don't know how the code is
but if
dictated.
it's a light one, I've never seen one that's just battery operated.
Yep. And it may be easy enough for them to pull off a light switch or an outlet, which there is power running down here, so it may not be that big of an ask.
We get a quote from Avery for that.
To do all of the emergency exit, because only one or two in this building are actually.
Yeah, I think only the one by the front door. Maybe the one out by this door.
We'll see. We have pictures.
This could also be something that you tie out while you guys are looking at maybe going to a new key system.
Yeah.
At that point, if all the doors are going to be electronic, that would be the time there's already going to be power there. That's why I'm saying this may be a better project to wait, because if you're going to have all the doors electronically lock, they're gonna have to have power at all the exits anyways.
That's not part of our quote though.
No, it's not gonna, it's just.
It's only the
just-
front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't know, how you guys were looking at doing it.
No, I think it was like keypads and
This one is just a,
cameras and
with just a card access.
card access.
This one will be cameras as well, but the town garage will be with keypad. They don't want cards.
I prefer the keypads. Can we switch out?
And there did get new stone around the building before the 4th of July. We went through and
Yeah.
edged and added.
Great.
Okay, so we're are there minor repairs that can be done to the handicap ramp in the interim? Like, can those boards be nailed back down, or is the substructure?
It's the substructure
Yeah.
that I think was heaved up from what we could tell.
Okay, so we're gonna plan a day of site visits to
Yeah.
talk about the basement in the library, the basement here, and the,
Emergency access.
well, the emergency exits we'll get pricing on. Yeah, there are two. that
Yeah,
are
it's just like the
actually
front
not-
door and then this side door.
This one, yeah,
Yeah.
right there, yeah.
Screen door. doing
And I wonder if we
doors.
want to pull an architect in to have the conversations about entryways. Maybe.
And
and
no
historical
screen
buildings.
doors.
Oh yeah, I think we can take the screen doors off because that was prior to the cooling system. The screen doors are on the emergency exits because we had to use the windows to cool the building.
Yep.
We don't do that anymore.
Okay.
So we should remove them.
And do we want to store them or get rid of them?
I think we just get rid of
I
them.
think we could probably just get rid of them.
Front porch forum.
Yeah,
Something
Yeah.
like
I
that.
think we should get rid of them.
Okay.
Unless we're
Was that an offer for you
contemplating
to
a world
post it on
where
Front
we
Porch
have
Forum?
power.
Is that what I heard?
I'm just saying that, like.
Oh, okay. I thought it was you wanting to do it.
No.
Right,
I can see you were very excited.
I think we should just get rid of them.
I think we can get rid of them.
We'll
too.
always have them if we don't get rid of them.
Yep.
I imagine you're gonna test the heat detectors.
Oh, those get tested on the inspection.
Okay, so that's happening.
Yes.
And
And we
the
are
fire
working through all the,
extinguishers.
yeah, all those inspections. Essentially, this was the baseline. Let's just see what's happening. We've worked through, we've started talking about, we've made calls to everyone to ensure that everything is going to get scheduled, HVAC, all of that.
Awesome, cool. Thank you for doing
Yes.
that.
So the furnace, all this stuff will end up, all these kinds of things will end up on a larger calendar, sort of ductwork cleaning and the,
We are working through ductwork cleaning right now, getting a price for that. We are also looking for all the mini splits to get cleaned with the filters inside of them. Just flushing, doing the general maintenance that should be done on an annual basis. So that's kind of what we're working through.
The
I think
ductwork was
on
here,
our
right
site
here.
work,
No,
or
it's
site
been here, but
walkthrough,
we had it cleaned.
you're gonna see downstairs, there is
Right
some
It was,
before
it
you
must
exposed
have been right
wires,
before I
there's
came.
It
Was
was-
that
all
around
that stuff that
right
we'd
before?
expect from
that
building
spring.
of this vintage.
So what, 3 years we've been doing this?
I started in the fall of '23.
Okay, so I think the ductwork was cleaned in the spring of 2023,
Oh, that's great.
just so you know.
Okay.
I
Over-
remember we had to vacate the building.
Do
Like,
we remember
everybody
who did
would
it?
Day off. No, but Dana might. I think
Okay.
she helped organize that.
Okay.
power strips and that.
Yeah, the power strip situation. Have you guys been working through that?
No, not yet. That's,
Yeah.
it-
We,
it's something that I think we have to address. There are some that have been removed. There are other ones that I think, as you said earlier, right, there is a need for more outlets given
Yeah.
the use of all the buildings and what is present now. It's just to be more safe.
and then the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen here isn't actually,
It's
it's
good.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
It's just tiny.
It's
Yeah.
little and it works. I think what Rebecca and I have talked about in the past is just wanting to figure out a more efficient mechanism of storing supplies and tucking them away, and so like, which speaks to a lot of what you've said in this report, like the general clutter in a lot of places. How can we build out cabinetry and put things behind closed doors and not in front of breaker boxes and things like that. So I think any help we can get in that regard is good. And this already looks better than when you were taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This room is, what's happening in the world of this room, do you know?
She's soon to be cleaning off these shelves right here. Transitioning some stuff over here. She and Brent are swapping cabinets so she can have a bigger cabinet. She's getting another cabinet. So she's in the process. She's just been going through stuff. She felt like she needed to go through stuff before she could. And all those binders are going to go on those bookcases on the wall.
Okay. And what about these bookcases?
She said she doesn't want stuff on these bookcases.
And are those things that may be worthwhile removing then? Because you could get also lower filing cabinets that could block some of the windows. That would make the space feel more open potentially.
Yeah, I mean, if we're not going to use the shelving, then it probably should ultimately be removed. Seems silly not to use existing shelving.
Right.
But like, is this just part of her process?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I think this is like maybe shredding.
Okay.
Instead of filling up the bin, she just puts it in a box for him to just take.
Okay.
It's like a children's book. So many good photos.
So many photos. What else do we want to address? We'll do a site visit to talk about the basement and the sheetrock and all the things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that the downstairs is going to be a situation where what really needs to happen is the building needs to be dug out.
Yep.
And drainage needs to be installed around it. And it needs to be, the foundation repaired. And that's going to be expensive. Okay. What is next? Aside from our site visit,
Yes.
you're working through the low-hanging fruit. Great.
Working through low-hanging fruit, also going through and setting up all of the other vendors to come in and service all of that equipment, also get the ages pulled together. We are going to do a deeper dive into some of, like we talked about, more in depth of the rot repair on the buildings, really identifying more of that, trying to go over it with a fine-tooth comb.
Okay.
This was kind of, let's walk around the building. What's the first visual stuff that we see? What's the safety concerns that we see? Now kind of diving into it a little farther. I do think there's a handful of things that we've also discussed. Do we want the lights on the building? Do we not want the lights on the building? There are some other questions to, I think, be answered, whether those have to get answered tonight or later on.
Yeah. I think what I'd love to see is an exterior scope.
Yes. That's kind of what the thought would be, is then start doing it. We also have to work our way through the firehouse to kind of just get a baseline of the town for this.
Yep.
We did go down and look at the pavilion as well.
Mm-hmm.
The old pavilion, the gazebo.
gazebo.
Yeah, the gazebo, to just kind of look at what's the maintenance like down there. Do we want to paint it? Do we want to try to preserve it?
The roof needs to be redone desperately. I think that's a next year project.
So you will get more shorter ones.
Yeah.
That will kind of be, instead of a 45-page document, broken down, more bullet points with hopefully pricing along to it, so we're better able to discuss and say, yep, let's do this.
Yeah.
And maybe proposed ideas of what we would recommend
Okay.
to get those buildings done.
Great. And the potential, and then whether it's from you or in conjunction with us, scheduling out and saying, okay, so we're going to paint the municipal building in 2027. We're going to paint the library building in 2029. We're going to paint, right? And getting those on their sort of 10 to 15 year cycles and making sure that they're getting done.
Exactly. And just trying to, I think, work with Rebecca, get the age of the roofs, just so you guys, we are trying to build out a Excel document that would be shared with you, that you guys will become the host of it, but would allow you to be able to click on the building and say, okay, great, you know what? K&K is no longer around here. You're no longer here. They can look and say, oh, the windows were done in 2020. Okay, great. We know we can start budgeting and planning that accordingly.
Right.
I think the more we can capture like that, the more it's important to the town.
Yeah. Perfect.
Those are all the things that we don't really
No.
know. from
Some
10,
windows are
15 minutes.
green, some windows are white,
Yeah.
Yep.
some windows are wood, some windows are fiberglass.
And then I think, just real quick, I don't know if we want to talk about it tonight, but sort of some of the quick things from the East Warren Schoolhouse that the painters aren't going to do. So like the broken windows,
Yeah,
do we want KMK to just schedule Portland glass?
yes.
Or somebody to get
Okay.
that glass fixed?
Yeah, and
Okay.
replace the glass in the exit door with dual pane.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were a handful of things. You have a list? We
I have a list. I'll share it with you.
I shared it. I think I
Yeah.
emailed you that
Yeah, we
list.
have that, and then we had talked about it, and then we were gonna discuss it, maybe offline here, we weren't sure.
Yeah.
And I think we were gonna toss it to Green Mountain Painters, like, is any of this
We,
stuff
and
you
so we
do?
have,
Okay.
we did kick it over to them. He was like, we really don't replace the glass. All
Okay.
the other stuff, they are willing to take down the lights. God, I can't remember everything on the list, I apologize, but I think it was the antennas maybe, or there was an awning there. I don't think they were gonna take down the awning.
The awning, yeah, we have to take the awning down. Do they use the awning, did they say? I can't remember.
And I think one part of it was broken.
Yeah.
Right.
We need to wrap with Alicia, and I don't know that they use it now that they have the air conditioning. So I wonder
Okay.
if they want it or not.
To just remove it.
Yeah,
you
let's
know.
talk to Alicia about that.
Okay.
Which is a good note on the scheduling, right?
Yeah.
That is September 17th
What
to
did I tell
the
Alicia?
20
No, the
something.
14th.
14th to the
21st.
Yeah,
21st.
Exactly.
Correct.
for
So
the painting
they
on
are,
the Market Building.
Amazing.
so that's not only,
That's the
they'll be here
closure.
longer, that's the closure period. So
Yeah.
they need it closed. The goal is hopefully they will be closed for 5 days. The reason we are forecasting 7 days is given the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can open early, they would then say, yep,
Okay.
go ahead and do this. It will be a game time decision. We will update you as we learn more if the weather doesn't go in our favor, but
Right.
hopefully it's far enough out. But that is when they're hoping to do the rot repair. We still have the sill replacement that we do have to look at. And
Yeah.
I think that's another discussion, potentially another site visit. I mean, you know what's happening up there. If the other fellow board members want to know, how far do we want to go with it? It's just, we haven't had luck trying to find someone who says, I just want to come out and do it. Everyone has a big, grander idea of,
What
we
needs-
should jack the building up and then start doing it, and how far do you guys want to take it?
This is the one on the delivery side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Mess.
just also wanna fix
And
that.
underneath the building, I mean, I think that could be a separate meeting at a separate time
Yeah.
with where you guys want to go with that.
Okay. Is the sill replacement, I think I've asked you this like 3 times, is it something that your company could do?
It is not.
It's-
We just don't specialize in that. Also, with it being historic up there, I don't think it's something that we want to get ourselves into.
Yeah, okay.
But we are still talking to people. We are still actively trying to find someone. The only other thing would be, finding a house raising company who could come in. What is it, Messier?
I don't
There's a couple different ones
Yeah.
out there that we could look at, but
know. Yeah,
my concern is that if we bring in someone who normally jacks up old barns, it's going to turn into a bigger scope
yeah,
because it is an old building.
Yeah, we just need the
Yeah.
course of work that was started just to be finished.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And then we will be working with the cemetery commission to ensure the fence gets moved before we paint.
Yeah.
Because they do have to take out a
Charlie
section
wants to
of
move
that.
a section of it.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think
That's-
so.
All I have right now.
Yeah.
Harvey, anything of concern to you or anything you want to call out?
No, I like it. Paint it, fix the rot.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
we'll be in touch.
Sounds great.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Yes,
All right.
see you tomorrow.
This week,
Paving bid award.
paving bid award. Paving. Paving bid award. Okay. Rebecca gave us an update on email. You all saw that? And since that time, you heard back from references.
I did.
So can you just give us a,
Do you want me to tell you what I learned from VLCT?
yeah, I mean, tell me everything you learned.
So, I reached out to VLCT, and they told me to look at our procurement policy, which doesn't state anything about errors or omissions, with the bidding process. And
This is with respect to allowing J.A. McDonald to submit a change order.
right,
Okay, just
correct. And they said that in fairness to the other four, or the other three bidders, that we would really have to open it up to allow them for a change order. Because they've now seen everybody else's bid. So naturally, he's probably gonna come in, lower than the rest of them, even with his change bid. And that potentially, this should actually be thrown out because it didn't include a section of the, the scope of work.
VLCT recommended potentially throwing out the bid? Okay. That's the low bid, the
Yep.
J.A. McDonald, because they didn't take into account
Not
the
throwing
fact-
out the entire bid or just that one particular?
that one bid.
Just that one bid.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But did they not say they were willing to honor that bid?
They did.
Okay.
They did, but he would really like to submit a change order. So, and then the other thing that VLCT said was typically when that happens, they make up for it in all sorts of other ways, in other changes that happen throughout the project. So,
That's the concern, if they're willing to eat $70,000,
Yeah.
what are they gonna find to make it up along the way?
Okay.
and they said that there's really not a world in which we can hold them to that dollar amount because of, all the work, all the prep work that they have to do. Exactly.
Harvey, you got thoughts on this one?
Well, I don't know. It's tricky.
Very tricky.
I'm tempted to go with VLCT's suggestion of throwing it out. I share your concern that there's a lot of ways they can take that 70,000 back, and that just creates an awkward relationship.
And there's 3 other bids, right, on top of that, and they're, one's super high, another 2 are relatively the same, right?
Yeah.
The other two are within $1,000 of each other.
It's just, I think we should just check it out and just go between those 3.
Jeremiah?
Sure, yeah, for throwing it out.
Okay, so then that leaves basically the recommendation that Rebecca and Andrew gave us
Just
was
to go with
Pike,
the Pike,
who's done the work the last few years.
Their bid came in at
$579.
It was the higher of the 2 low ones, right?
Yeah, Ireland was like $1,000 less. What is it, 579?
579, 438.
Harvey, you didn't catch the conversation we had with Andrew with respect to Pike, but I know that I'm sure you recall the speed hump debacle. Do you have any concerns?
Is Andrew recommending Pike?
Yes.
Then no, I don't have any concerns.
Okay. So is that what you guys want to do?
That's the general consensus. I'm still apprehensive with Pike, given what they've done and my other experience with them, that you really have to have somebody representing the town kind of standing there that knows what's going on, in my experience.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to kind of do their own thing, and it doesn't always work out. But
Is that, do you know how large of a role Andrew does or doesn't play in?
The paving, I
Yeah.
think he does play a large role in the paving.
okay,
They're in
And maybe
constant,
that's why
constant
it's
then that's
been-
communication.
good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why it's.
Yeah,
been
I just
done.
wouldn't leave them, trust them to do it completely on their own.
Yeah. Okay, well, do we have a motion to approve? Pike?
I'll make a
motion.
To approve Pike for the paving bid in the amount of $579.
$579,438.97.
So, by Jeremiah. Do we have a second?
I guess I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
The motion passes. Okay. Other business?
So, can I have a question?
Yes, of
Oh, I
course.
should have asked this before, I guess. I thought there was something tonight about Friends of the Mad River.
That's
and,
coming up.
Huh?
Coming up,
Oh, it's coming up.
coming up in other business.
Oh, in other business.
In other business,
Okay.
yeah, so you're in good timing. Town garage update is, actually don't know if the slab has been poured.
I don't know, I
They
missed
were
last
working
week's
on
meeting.
concrete. I think the slab has been poured at this point.
Amazing.
We got a cool picture from Lisa Loomis
Yeah.
of the site from a small plane. We should send it around.
Yeah.
And we have a meeting on tomorrow at noon, and we'll have more of an update.
Yeah.
Last week's
We
meeting
all
was missed by all. Except our architect, who is doing a wonderful
He
job
is,
of
he
keeping
really is.
tabs. And Austin does call either of us.
Yeah.
We have, we did finalize the amount of the overage for the dump that we found under the ground, and it was $94,000
Yeah.
some odd dollars total cost. Which was pretty big. In the grand scheme of $7 million project, it's not terrible.
Right.
And they were able to reuse a lot of material on site, so that is good. So we minimized some of the expense, but it was still expensive. But it's done, and the rest of it seems to be going well. And they also modified the height of all of the footings to now be the same height instead of all of these different steps. So I think they were able to mitigate some costs there as well.
And I talked to Andrew, and he's actually gonna be at the meeting tomorrow because he and Craig need to walk through where, like, the alarm panels and stuff for some of the systems need to go.
Okay,
And Craig said it would be easier if Andrew could just come on site and do that
great,
with all of us.
awesome. Security systems. I think Rebecca would like us to approve this.
Yeah, so I put out an RFP for security systems, and back, I don't know, last year, Brent and Jeff and I had talked to 2 different companies. And so when I submitted the bid request, only one of the companies that we had spoken to actually submitted a bid, and it was the Screen Mountain Securities, and they're actually the ones who are also gonna do the work for the security up at the town garage building.
Right.
So he really knows his stuff. He's got really great equipment. Jeff and Brent and I did some research, and he's gonna do the card access so that, there's not a ton of keys out there and things like that. And Brent just really, with everything that's been going on, hence the stickers that get put on signs and, the damage that we're seeing in the village, we need better security around this building.
Okay, and we budgeted for
We
it.
did budget for it.
So we should spend the money we budgeted for, because we raised the money from
Correct.
the taxpayers.
Correct.
And it's improving the security of our municipal building. And my only question, because we've switched to keypads at the town garage, is would that be better?
It-
What do you guys think
Versus a card.
Having,
versus the card?
having worked in large facilities, the only trouble with that is that number getting out to either unauthorized people or fired employees that you want to terminate access to.
Yeah.
You'd have to go around and change all the codes, whereas the key card, you just
Just shut it off.
shut the card off.
Oh,
I'm a big,
That's what Keith was saying.
Yeah.
it's
I'm a big fan of the card
Yeah,
over
I
a
would,
keypad.
I would go that route. just
it's
'cause-
more secure. I was thinking the keypad was more secure because, like,
No.
in my experience with residential, you can cancel access to any code.
If everybody had their own individual code.
That's how it usually.
that
That's
would-
how mine work anyway.
Okay.
But I
in
don't
my,
know.
in my experience, a lot of them were just
There's
a
code.
universal code. Like,
Oh.
you want to get into any hospital ever, it's 0911, and it will open whatever door you need.
Jeremiah didn't say that. It was 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's,
And also, it's
so
my
the card is
understanding-
like a credit card. You lock it if it
yeah,
goes missing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own like
Yep.
RFID
And you
number.
can, you know, if we don't want cleaners in here only but a certain day and a certain time,
Yep.
you can
can
establish
really-
like a schedule for their card.
Yeah, much
But
more.
that is my experience of all the key codes, just so y'all know, like you can schedule times,
Okay.
you can remove access, to, everyone gets their own code, so I'm just,
I can ask
That's
Keith
why-
if there's much of a difference.
the only reason I'm asking is for the same reason that Jeremiah just said, like, if the card gets dropped and someone doesn't realize, then it's no different than a key being dropped.
Usually what
Right.
the cards are though is they're just a blank white thing.
Right.
So you have absolutely
nobody
no idea
knows.
Correct.
where it came from, what it does.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm fine with it. If the building usage people are good with it and that's what they prefer,
Okay.
it's cool. Doesn't matter to me.
I think you can do on cards too, that you know when people are entering and exiting.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they're personalized,
Yes.
so you know who's
Yeah.
entering and
Yeah,
exiting.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, then somebody can go back and look and say, oh, he came in at 2 in the morning or something. and
Yep.
It works good.
Devin used the bathroom on the 4th of July.
Exactly.
I didn't do that this year. Didn't even have my key. Okay, that sounds great. It's in here for signatures, maybe?
It's not in there.
Okay, will you just remind us of the amount and the company, please?
Green Mountain Security,
Green Mountain Security.
and it's 20. Hold on, security system. I thought I printed it. I'm sorry. Today was a little
It's
crazy.
okay. Joel, can I have that stack of papers?
$26,400.
$26,400. Green Mountain Security. Someone?
That's what we approved, right? That's what we knew it was gonna be.
That's what we knew it was gonna be. Does someone want to make a motion to approve it?
I'll make a motion.
Jeremiah moves to approve Green Mountain Security's bid for enhanced security at the municipal building in the amount of $26,400. Do we have a second?
Second.
Harvey seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye. The motion passes. Finally.
Phew.
Jeez.
Yeah.
God, sorry.
That's all right.
I don't
It's okay.
really even know what took us so long.
I think we just kept forgetting about it.
Friends of the Mad River. So we've got a summary here from Julie about the Friends of the Mad River is intending to submit a grant proposal to Watersheds United Vermont, which a grant that's due August 4th for the funds to hire an environmental engineering firm to conduct a preliminary study on the Warren Dam. This includes assessing risks, various options, and cost estimates considering the dam and upstream and downstream areas. Impact landowners and infrastructure, as well as the environment. A major focus for us is flood resiliency for the community. Additionally, in the grant proposal, Friends of the Mad River will include funding to use for community engagement. Ensuring public awareness and allowing for public input is critical. Just a little historical context, ANR has stated that the dam cannot be rebuilt. And there was a non-binding vote at a town meeting in 2016 to have Friends of the Mad River explore removal. The funder requires us to include a letter of support from the dam owner. The dam is owned by the Warren Village Dam Preservation Trust. The trust was issued a certificate of dissolution attached in June 2026. The somewhat limited understanding of Vermont statute is that the trust could still be reinstated and that no other action has occurred regarding their holdings. So we do not have any legal opinion as to what would happen to the dam ownership if the trust dissolution becomes permanent. In the meantime, they've met with, Kinney Perot and Julie met with Lucy O'Brien, who's one of the 4 trust directors. She was unaware of the current status of the trust and had not been engaged in any Crib Dam related discussions in recent years. Her formal support for the grant proposal is not firm, but her position is open and willing to consider all sides of the issue. Julie sent her a letter to follow up and is expecting agreement from her later this week. We are not clear at this time if Lucy intends to take action to have the trust reinstated. The funders have indicated that we do not need a letter of support from the town. However, having a select board formally support this grant or study is key to FMR's internal decision to move forward. Julie is meeting with several dam removal experts on Monday and continuing to work on a proposal. She does not currently have an estimate on the cost, but did attach a former estimate, which was confusing to me. However, the grant is paying for all of it, and the former estimate was like $34,000. So it's probably somewhere around 50 for the study. And then I followed up and said, who pays for this? And she said, the grant, not the select board. So there's no financial responsibility, and the intent is to discover what's going on, what could be done, what should be done, how much of a danger is it?
I was gonna say, is the dam failing? Is
Yes.
there a reason? Okay.
It's
so
done.
then,
Yeah, it's been slowly washing away.
Gotcha.
Perry,
So who was paying for it?
the grant,
And the grant is from who?
Watersheds United Vermont.
And the town doesn't contribute to that particular organization directly?
No,
Does the town benefit from knowing any of the information that would be gathered?
yes, primarily this is a concern for flood resiliency and the health and wellness of the river. As
No,
far as I
think
understand it.
When the dam goes, the riverbed's gonna drop, right?
Yes, it's backed, there's a ton of silt that's backed up
A
against
lot.
the,
A lot.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a gorge.
I
But you
guess
can't replace
potentially,
it.
Dorothy might be able to speak to that, I think, because there are those who believe that the dam actually made it deeper there.
Deeper where?
Under
Behind
the bridge, but that was when we used to dredge the river, but I may be speaking out of turn here. Dorothy, do you want to speak to this? I know the dam is near and dear to your heart.
That's correct. And I am on the dam task force. I am on the ownership of the dam group.
Okay.
And that Lucy has been, that Kenny talked to Lucy, but she didn't talk to me.
Okay, I don't know that we knew that you were one of the trustees, so that's good to know, Dorothy.
I am one of the trustees, and I have been involved in dam, I was subject to the proposal by the Army Corps of Engineers years ago where we were trying to figure out about the dam removal and who was behind it and what was it about. And I spoke with Joel earlier today, and I was saying that any support for the removal of the dam, for me, is contingent on a plan to handle the covered bridge. To see the covered bridge embankments erode, and I'm getting quite a significant erosion right now, every year more as the dam degrades. And I'm sure what's ever going on behind the covered bridge is equally degrading in some kind of way.
Right.
And I know that when I've asked about this, well, we're not going to fix the covered bridge until we take the dam out. So, it's like a chicken and egg situation. And my mind is you don't take that dam out unless you've got a bridge plan in hand.
And so I don't know, as the person who was spearheading the bridge project, our concern wasn't that we don't do one until we do the other. The concern is that we don't know what will happen to the riverbed until the dam, when the dam goes. So it's challenging to think about spending millions of dollars to repair the abutments when those repairs could become null and void if the riverbed changes in a way that makes them ineffective.
But in my mind, if you have a plan ready to at least implement and the money there and the engineers ready to think about it if that dam is coming down. That the two plans are...
They should be tied.
Yes.
I think that makes good sense, Dorothy.
It's gonna go to bedrock, no? The riverbed.
Well, there's bedrock on one side, but not on the other. And, there's Barry Simpson's files are pretty complete about part of it. And I don't know what kind of degradation has happened since his plans were done. All I know is that my banks are significantly degraded. The riparian buffer that I planted after Irene is pretty much disintegrated and fallen into the river due to how this is eroded. So I took action after Irene to ensure my banks. Put quite a bit of time and money. I also had a beaver taking down quite a bit of it.
Did you get him relocated, Dorothy?
The beaver?
Yeah.
No, that was part of the Sherry's.
Oh. I know that we were talking about the beaver and his escapades with your new trees, and I was feeling badly for you. Has he gone now?
Yeah, he left. He spent the winter parked under the Sherry's house.
Jeez.
And I think that was how that was handled.
Okay.
I made a nice little video about that. I'm just saying that it's a dynamic environment. I have ongoing knotweed issues. You know, whatever all along these banks are contaminated with knotweed, you know, Hito's group came and they dug up even more of my bank trying to get rid of the knotweed.
Right.
So, you know, and it's undercutting in a new way. And
Dorothy, do you think that when say the dam were removed and all of that sediment that Joel was just saying, you know, ends up going downstream, and to Perry's point, like that's making then a deeper, steeper river there, would that abate it seems like it could abate the erosion?
Wouldn't a lot of these questions be answered in the engineering study?
Yes. And that's the point of the study, is to say, how is this going to affect the river?
Dorothy, I have a question for you, because you were close to Barry during this time, and I thought part of the reason for river access that he wanted on the south side of the covered bridge on the west side was to address some of this, because he was talking about bringing that embankment down on more of he was talking about building that embankment up, it sounded like to me, so that you'd have easy access down to the river. Do you remember any of this?
Well, I think what he was trying to do is say it was just like a river like a park, you know.
Yeah. Access for people to get to
but it was also for the trucks to kind of haul out all the gravel. I mean, it was like a road that went from Covered Bridge Road into the river, so that all that work could be done.
But I thought
we're not allowed to do
had
that.
to do with the covered bridge. What do you call those?
Abutments.
Abutments.
Yeah. He did have concerns that the abutments were being undermined, which is where that large project came out of, right? And we had a grant for I'm going to forget the numbers now, but I think it was like $700,000, and it was going to actually cost like, I've got it all wrong, but I think at this point it would be like $6 million. And we didn't have the money, and we didn't know what was going to happen, and it was all a big to-do.
So I don't think you just take that dam further down, take that dam down without really having a bridge plan in hand.
I think that's an excellent
walk
point.
by on a daily basis, you can see it going under that bridge embankment. This year, I've never seen it like this before.
Yeah.
It's going
Well, and
under.
I think this speaks to the importance of the study, because the study says, hey, what happens when this dam gets removed?
Exactly, but.
So that seems like valuable information.
Not paying for it.
And Dorothy, I love the idea of tying it to, like, if we're gonna remove the dam, then we need to do whatever at the same time.
It talks about the structures above and below the river as part of the grant.
As part of it, yeah.
I mean, what you read. So,
Right.
I'm reluctant to see it get diluted by fish, by other kinds of stuff. I know that the trout people, the Trout Unlimited people have been trying to remove the dam for the last 20 years. And if they're behind this and if that's their objective, they don't care about the covered bridge. They care about fish. And the fish haven't been doing squats for the last 15 years. It was a very good fishing hole I had in my yard when I first moved here, but the river's warmer now and there's other stuff that's going on. So anyway, it depends on whose money it is and what their goal is.
Okay, I like that perspective.
And that's how a study will be channeled.
Watersheds United Vermont.
Who are hell are Watershed
Who are
United?
Watersheds United Vermont? So why don't we ask a couple of those questions of Julie? I mean, personally, I support the idea of knowing more about what's gonna happen to the river we know the dam is gonna go away.
Right.
Whether we remove it or not, it's going away. And I would love to know what's gonna happen, potentially, as much as we can, what's gonna happen when it's gone, so that we can plan, to your point, Dorothy, and not lose the covered bridge, or your bank,
Yeah, it
Harry.
sounds like waiting is gonna cause more problems.
cause more problems, yeah.
Do we even know if the covered bridge abutments, it sounds like no, but are they connected to bedrock?
We really
Part of
don't
it is,
know.
part of it isn't. I mean,
Because
again,
it's not
various
connected to
files are
bedrock.
down there in the basement. There's boxes of them. I know that Jim,
Crafts.
Crafts?
Sanford.
he's been fussing down there.
Yeah.
With various files. And I've been down there for history stuff, but I haven't gone through various files. But Jim has gone through them, or he says he has. I don't know whether that means anything. He's kind of
He may have organized them. I don't know how much investigative research he's done.
They're all still down there. We haven't done anything with them.
So I
Yeah,
think
anyway.
what I'd like to say is, in summary, it sounds like we support knowing more about what will happen as the dam deteriorates, or if we remove it, if we should, and that we very seriously want that to be tied to our concerns for and repair of the covered bridge.
Okay.
Does that sound
Yeah.
about right, Dorothy?
yeah. I mean, for me, that's number one.
Yeah, well, and in our letter of support, we can say that. And I think that's what we should do. Does that sound like a good plan?
I'm into it.
Harvey?
Also, besides, Ellen Strauss has also been very involved.
Yes, we
in-
have spoken with her and she has sort of declined to participate. She said
Okay.
she was really just the
Yeah.
administrator
right.
of the trust, and she didn't have skin in the
I mean-
game, and that it was really up to the rest of you.
All right, and there was, they were on the Energy Committee. I mean, I'm probably the one.
Dave
who has-
Sellers, Lucy
Me.
O'Brien, Mac?
Mac, yes, and Mac,
he-
of course, knows the history inside and out of the dam, and he's also tried to step back. He still would know, and I mean, I've got files of this stuff, and
Well, Dorothy, why don't I make sure that Julie has your contact information?
okay,
And then you can speak with her directly. She's the one that's going to be running the
Eric
project.
Bradstrom was the other one.
Eric Bradstrom.
yeah, Eric, and yes, that's what I was, he was on the Energy Committee, and I mean, and he was. They were sort of, thinking about water power, and so was Dave, and I was mostly concerned about the covered bridge, and Mac was trying to, he'd been trying to worry about power, and Ellen was worried about the industrial history. We each came to it with a separate lens.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'd like to put you in touch with Julie so that you can share your wealth of knowledge and make sure she knows your backstory with the dam and the information you have. And I think we'll discuss with her a letter of support, and we will make that contingent upon the vitality of the covered bridge.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. It's getting late, and I'm sorry to cut us off here, but I'm going to move us along.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Okay, thank you, yep,
Thank you so much for participating.
Thanks, Dorothy.
yep.
Okay, road cut approval.
I'm gonna leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alice.
Alice.
Thanks for participating in the dam and for speaking up.
Well, you're patient with me. I'm not good at this.
Well, if you did a great job.
Yeah, you did.
This looks fine to me. This is us approving a road access permit, and it sounds to me like Ruth did the site visit.
She did. Yep.
Um,
And he's a builder himself, so this was the,
and you've been up there.
yeah,
Have
pass
you
it
seen
many
this
times.
curb cut?
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts?
It's the best. I mean, it's a pretty steep drop off right there, and this is really the only location where it makes sense for him to put this in.
Seems well thought out to me.
Any questions or concerns?
This Leo's been great about communicating with Ruth, with Andrew, with me. He's definitely doing his homework and trying to do the right thing.
Okay, so are we approving this curb cut?
Yes.
For Leonidas Alfredo Ancan Catalan and Heather Marie Ashe. He has more names than I do. No, the same. Yes? No? Anyone?
moved.
Anyone?
Yes.
Approval?
I'll make a
Move
motion.
to approve.
Jeff, I just texted him and he said just make sure that it's 16 foot wide, if he's got that on there.
It says 16 right there.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Jeremiah, this curb cut. Do we have a second?
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So approved. In the future, whomever presents the curb cut should be here to talk to us about it. So Ruth should have been here, and if she doesn't feel comfortable doing that, then she needs to have one of us go up and look at it and talk us through it. Okay, 4th of July stickers.
Yeah, so how do we want to remove those?
Sounds like WD-40 is the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
They're
like-
all over, they're plastered everywhere.
Yeah, it was,
On the speed limit signs, on our $5,000 speed feedback sign, they're everywhere.
everywhere. Is it
Didn't Chris Catton, he was going around,
He
he
was,
tallied them, didn't he?
Yeah,
Figure out how much it was
he's-
gonna cost, so.
and they, their question was, if you want them to do the removal, it's taking a day, however long for them to go through and remove them. Or,
Is it something they have the capacity to do, or should we hire KMK to do it?
well, I think that's what Andrew's question was, is they don't really have the capacity because they're trying to fit in vacations and work with, 3,
Yeah,
sometimes
I
4.
mean, I would say let's ask KMK to do it.
Okay.
I'm frustrated that we have to do it.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
It should be the Rotary.
Well, that was my other question.
Why don't we bring it up to Ben?
Who pays for it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we give the Rotary the money to run the parade,
Yeah.
so.
There used to be security here a while ago. I remember him painting a white line because a friend of mine's a retired cop. He happened to be down here
Yeah.
and keeping people away, and somebody,
Yeah, there was
some
like a
authority.
lack of security
Well,
this year,
I
right?
will tell you that Jeff and I were in this village Friday night putting up the barricades, and the amount of people that were in this village was crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen it this
Well, there was
busy.
somebody parked on my lawn. It must have been last night, but
So I think this maybe happened overnight. I don't know. I can't imagine with all the traffic that goes through this village that no one would have seen somebody doing something like that. So all I can think is that maybe they did it at night when there wasn't really many people around.
am I glad you didn't put a speed bump sign on my lawn?
It'd be plastered in stickers.
See, I don't come because, you guys complained about people urinating on your property, but if somebody's urinating on my property, it's not gonna behoove him very much, and it's not gonna behoove me if I catch him, so.
Yeah.
I go to Fairleigh Parade, and the biggest problem they have down there is a Cadillac with 7 Elvises in it.
Well, let's open the conversation with Ben and see what he says, and if they don't offer to participate, I think we hire KMK to do it.
Okay.
And we
Maybe we
clearly,
published in the Valley Reporter how much it costs us to get rid of them.
yeah,
And then just be like, come on, like, this is just, we
yeah,
get rid of all these things and like, let's,
yeah, that's a good call.
obviously the people are upset, like, I lived in the city for a long time, so I don't,
You're used to it.
graffiti doesn't bother me, but like, I get why people are upset, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And clearly, while we're talking about 4th of July stickers, when do we want to have our recap meeting?
So that was gonna be my other question.
What do our agendas look like?
So the 28th is our local options tax discussion. But that's the only thing, Q2 budget review. But those are the only two things for the 28th. I think that from the feedback that I've heard, I think that we need to let that be its own meeting.
So then what is the first one in August is the 11th?
We don't have anything on that one right now.
So let's put it there.
Okay.
Yeah? Joy.
I'll text.
Harvey?
Yep, we'll need the tax rate in there sometime too, but,
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be a separate meeting.
Yeah, we usually do a separate meeting, and that's the next thing. Okay, so we have our meeting for the 4th of July. Let's do tax rate. Oh, did Brent happen to tell you at the end of the day how many appeals?
I think maybe 5.
We have 5 appeals to the BCA.
That's it?
That's it. That's amazing. Y'all should be doing
That's
a
great.
jig.
I thought there was gonna
We
be,
thought there were
thought
gonna
it
be
was
like
like
100.
what happened?
I don't know. I think it speaks to how well the process was handled.
Yeah.
I think that it was well publicized. I think people had access to information.
Yep.
We've been telling them that it's going to happen. We've been telling them how it's going to happen and how to participate.
And they
did.
They appreciated all the information that Nemrick gave them during
Yeah.
the informational meetings.
And
So, yeah.
people participated early on in the grievance
Yep.
period.
And I think Nemrick really listened to people. So if they had concerns or valid reasons why they didn't feel that their assessment should have gone up,
To the degree that it did.
Yeah, Nemrick really listened to them.
And the other point that Brent made yesterday when I was talking to him about it is, like, I think it went up what people were expecting. Like, are they pretty close to what you'd expect for fair market value? And so does it seem reasonable?
I don't think so. I would have gone the third time, but I was complaining about the CLA because a house sold for $30,000 less than it appraised, so it was like 9% less.
Yeah.
And they were telling me, well, it's in the 10% window. But the problem was the 565 main sold for 50,000 more. So the CLA became 102 instead of 92.
Right.
And so I have nothing to complain about, not that I agree, because I think my taxes are going to go up at least 30%.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see when we set this tax rate.
And the
So-
grievances.
No, it's not that, but, the CLA is 47%. So if your place doubled, it should wash.
Which
And
is,
mine went up, at first it went up to 2.54%.
Yeah.
Or 254%
Okay.
of the appraised value.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe.
that was higher than what I was seeing on average. On average, it looked like it was like 2.2 times
That's about
the
what ours
original.
was.
And of course, our budget went up a little bit this year, so we have to take that into consideration when we look at taxes. And then, of course, there's the state budget.
Yeah.
But
But when you're retired, it looks kind of hard because my increase
income is
isn't much.
fixed. Yeah.
And it gets very frustrating.
I hear you. Well, let's hope that maybe there was some evening out within the town so that it disperses.
I don't foresee
some of
it,
the-
but like I said, I had an argument which I firmly believe that, 2 days after they do the appraisal and it's 8% off, then something's wrong with it. And they're saying, well, the state said 10%, but when I'm talking 2.5 or 10%, that's $90,000 on my appraisal.
Right.
So,
That's a fair bet.
and I have a 2-bedroom house, 2 baths on 2 acres or 2.3 acres. So it's not like I got a big mansion down there.
Yeah.
No. I do know that they don't tie themselves solely to fair market value when they look at appraisals. So I don't know the intricacies of it.
And the
but-
other thing is I complained to 2 or 3 of them was the attention to detail. The grievance form I got said to come between Monday the 22nd and Thursday
Thursday the 22nd, yeah.
So I get concerned when I start seeing problems. But the other thing is on the GIS mapping, out of 11 properties I looked at, only 4 of them, 11 properties that had outbuildings, only 4 had the maps drawings of
On
the outbuildings. So, you know, when I'm supposed to be comparing stuff, you know, oh, I see he's got outbuildings, but I don't know
I think
what's,
that's on us though.
that's on,
the
like I said,
town's-
it's on you guys.
Not on
And I
them.
brought that up, and it's not the first time I brought problems up that,
And that's good feedback because you, as you know, we just switched to the new system and it's supposed to be more up to date.
yeah.
So who,
That's a Lister thing.
a Lister thing, okay, and you've told them, okay.
Julie and
Okay.
Sandra.
So let's set the tax rate because we only have 5 appeals, which means that we can be reasonably sure about the grand list. Would you agree, Harvey?
Yes.
So when do y'all want to do that? It's usually like a 20-minute meeting.
Yeah.
Is it something,
Well,
sorry?
the calculation takes more than 20 minutes, and I don't know that it's done, so.
No, so I
It's a
think, Harvey, you
When
and
will the
Patty and I are gonna
calculation
meet
be done?
on Thursday. To sort of go over the spreadsheet and look at VLCT's suggested templates.
Okay,
So-
so does it feel like something we can do within the next 2 weeks?
I don't see why not.
Harvey, what are your thoughts on timing here?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's not really my timing that's the issue. It's
It's
really
Patty's?
calculate. Yeah.
Okay, do we know what Patty's timeline is? We don't.
We don't.
So why don't you guys meet on Thursday and then have a conversation about her timeline and suggest a meeting date
Okay.
either the following week if she can be ready. And if that isn't possible, we'll maybe, I don't really want to add it to the 28th.
I don't want to add it to the 28th.
So I'd really love to see it happen sometime in the week following your Thursday meeting if that's possible.
Okay.
What's the requirement for notice? Is it 10 days or what was the rule on that?
For the meeting to set
Yeah.
the tax rate?
Yeah. Do we have to,
I think it's just the usual.
I thought it was just the usual posting,
Yeah.
but let's check.
Okay.
Let's make sure.
I feel like last year there was some timing thing with that, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't recall that. But we'll ask VLCT, and I think you might even have that information in that packet.
Yep.
Okay, the last thing under other business is events. Is this something that we have to do right now?
Well, so there's an event on August 29th, Text Less event,
Text less, live more.
Live More ride, and they are, they've gotten approval from East Warren Community Market to do their post-ride event up there. They're just wanting sort of the select board to tell them where to and where not to park for that event, because not everybody's going to fit in that parking lot. Are we okay if they park on the side of the road? What are people's thoughts? That's what typically, this is the first time he's ever come to us. But I think he said they kind of got their hand slapped last year because of it.
Oh.
Because there was a lot more people. No, I think that just in general, I think there was a lot more people than they were
What does Mr.
expecting.
Safety say?
I haven't asked him. I can ask him.
Yeah.
Okay. But otherwise you guys are fine with it?
I mean, the parking lot is, people park along the edges of the road even now, just
Yeah.
to get sandwiches.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, just
I wonder
make
if it-
sure that it doesn't get in front of those, there's 2 houses and then the
I wonder if it would be worth reaching out to the DeFreeze and asking if
That's
we
what I was
could
wondering.
use their overflow
Yeah.
or their parking.
Like part of the field or,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
I don't,
can talk to
probably
Rich.
not the field, but you know, there's a fair bit of
Yeah.
parking on either side of
Yeah.
Airport Road. Do you want me to call Davey?
I can call Davey.
Okay.
Yeah, I know him.
Let's ask him
Okay.
and let's ask Jeff what he
Okay.
thinks. And if there are concerns about no parking, then they'll need to put up no parking sign.
Okay. And then the last one is Automatic Slim wants to come back on July 29th. I'm ready to crawl under the table.
What's Automatic Slim?
Tim Holter's band.
Oh,
That was very loud a
yeah.
couple weeks ago.
I loved him. Honestly, I just don't think we should do that right now.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
They want to play in the pavilion.
Yeah. On July 29th?
I think it's too fresh myself.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just,
That timing's not great.
yeah, exactly.
And we have another event already, don't we?
For,
The Warren Arts Festival people, they've scheduled how many events?
there's like, I think let me just see the email that I sent to Alice.
Is the noise ordinance the same on a weekday versus a weekend?
Yeah. August 8th is the church barbecue. Either the August 15th or the 19th. The date hasn't been confirmed yet, but the Glam Cowboys, it's the Harwood band.
Yeah.
And then September 12th is the jazz ensemble. And I haven't heard about another.
And we've already had 5 in the month of July.
Yeah.
I just don't, given what the feedback we're getting, it's just,
Okay.
it feels disrespectful.
I agree.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's clear.
Yeah.
I think we need,
It's
to- I
too
think
much
we
enough.
need to talk about it before we
Okay.
just schedule more.
Yeah.
I think at this point, like a new ask is like, no.
Okay.
Yeah. We need the debrief first.
Yeah, I think we need to really like dig in. What is
Yeah.
what is the local living community?
Well, and I think, you saw from my administrator update, that there was concerns from the wind down and, just
there weren't porta potties.
there weren't porta potties,
wasn't
the trash didn't get
pickup.
taken, the bear's gone into the trash every single night and, Brent gets here and he has to deal with it and it's not fair to him
Yeah,
and
I think
it's-
we really need a better system in place before we just keep
I
allowing
agree.
these things
I
to
agree.
happen.
Yep. So,
That seems clear.
okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Sorry, Tim. I was trying to get him to get his brother to play with him. Hefe's an awesome drummer.
Yeah.
That would not go over well. He's very loud.
Okay, maybe they can do the roundup. I know they're trying to revitalize that in Waitsfield.
Yeah, and they had 2 dates with the don't have. Maybe you could suggest that. to
Yeah.
him. I think it's being sponsored by Sherwood Bush
Okay.
and Fifth
Yeah, it
Quarter
is.
Butcher.
It
so
is.
He could talk to them.
Yeah.
On to signatures.
Yeah.
And such.
Keep in mind, we haven't met for almost a month, so there's a lot in that folder.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
guys have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Thank you for being
Is there an
here.
alcohol policy? I haven't gone to any of the things.
If there's alcohol, it has to be provided for by a licensed and insured caterer, and then they rope off an area in which it's
I know that's
allowed.
what they used to do.
Yeah. Well, we used to just have the open bottle or the.
No, I meant
receipt.
where I was, we
Oh.
used, they finally hired security to do ID cards and make
Yeah.
sure there wasn't underage drinking and stuff.
Well, and I mean, is that where we're going with all of this? And it feels
Personally, I
exhausting.
hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. I don't know that I don't think we're big enough for that. Thank you.
Good night. That's the road access.
if we
Watch
signed
the
it?
Friends of the Mad River when they do a survey, they start to put a lot of stuff in that they like and really tramples on people's rights.
Sorry, say that again, please.
Watch what the surveys do that Friends of the Mad River pick out, because sometimes they pick out stuff that they have their own agenda.
So their questions are sort of speaking to their agenda, is that what you're suggesting?
No, I think it's fine to do a study and to get a grant for it, but
Oh, like Dorothy said, are they doing a study to pursue their agenda?
yeah.
I see.
There was a company that was gonna dig out the gravel, take out the dam, and there was 13 landowners that had to agree to it, the
Yeah.
property owners. There was 12 of them. I was the 13th.
And no one agreed?
No, I didn't agree, so they couldn't take it all out, but they wanted to put stuff in the deed that said I had to maintain 50 feet of woody vegetation, and if the beavers ate it, I had to replace it at my own cost, and
That sounds odd.
yeah. that's
Okay,
why I
well,
was-
and as part of this study, public engagement is gonna be important and
yeah,
prioritized, so
but
please.
just be careful of it, because they have another agenda.
Okay. Well, please continue to participate.
I don't know how long I can afford to live here.
I hope longer.
I don't know. I'd like to, I'm like My wife's 7 generations, I'm at least 6
Wow.
in the state, and
Well,
probably, my daughter's here, but she might not be here either, so.
keep us posted. Good night.
Right, thanks. Okay, move to approve payroll for the amount of $68,799.52. Or is that 744?
What is that?
744.
Yep. 4.
Alright, I messed up. $68,744.52.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So it's the 6 knotweed interns that are on here that are making this be
So much more
a
expensive.
little bit more. Yep.
And we haven't met. Isn't this 4 weeks? This is 4 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying
4 weeks, yeah.
I guess my pen is dying.
You want a new one?
I have a new one.
It's not
Going
purple,
with
but I
it.
don't have to borrow.
Okay, so move to approve accounts payable for 197,000, no, is that, yes.
6.
$197,234.25.
Second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Meeting minutes of June 9th and 16th. Did I do 9? I did 9, right? Yes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of June 9th and June 16th? Jeremiah cannot do that because he's not on these, so that's Joel and
I
Harvey.
move to approve the minutes for the 6th month.
Harvey, do you second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Did we take Camilla out?
Yep.
Yeah.
I took her off down there. I forgot to take her off the top part.
Uh,
Those are all the credit card user agreements. They just need somebody's signature.
okay, I can do that.
Yep.
Department of Liquor, application, request to cater permit for Monkey Hospitality LLC. That's the Monkey Bar.
So it's a private wedding.
Oh, bummer. The Monkey Bar is great. Has anybody been there? Ah, they have good music, good venue.
There you go.
Winooski. Caterer. 185 people. Nice stickies.
Senor, maybe?
Yeah, Senor Road, the O'Brien residence. It's the big white farmhouse.
Yeah.
Right on the road, Marilyn Mildred Catherine's old house. And it is a wedding reception, serving beer, wine, and spirits taking place outside on their property. Are they aware of the noise ordinance? Will they be finished by 10? Do we approve? Beer, wine, and spirits. What's the date? Saturday, September 19th at 8. Green Mountain time.
Well, I don't know what that's all about.
End date of event, Sunday, September 20th.
GMT is Greenwich Mean Time.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah, I was gonna say
There you
they're
go.
signing this like
Greenwich
pilots.
Mean Time. What time is this? Why? That's weird. Okay, now I have to do conversions. They're starting at, that can't be right. None of this is, unless it is actually Greenwich Mean Time, which is
Yeah,
5.
5 hours behind us?
yeah.
Is that right? So it's actually 1500, so it's 3, starting at 3 p.m. and ending at midnight.
They said that there would be no noise
Such a
after
weird-
10 p.m.
2,400, is that 23, no,
22.
22.
EST.
EST. I was like, wait, jeez. Okay, well, with confirmation that there is no noise, I guess they can still serve beer?
They can still serve beer. So if they're just hanging out.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
And we all want an invitation.
I just want to go see the house. That was gorgeous.
Ski Club 10, first class restaurant and bar. First class. Intends to serve spirits? No. Beer and wine, first class. Ski Club 10. We also have Ski Club 10, third class. So spirits. This is a private club. It's not for retail, right? And this is just a renewal. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Ski Club 10,
First and third class license.
first and third. Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
I,
You don't actually have to do this.
No, you don't. That's just in there just as a placeholder.
Okay.
I'm having a conversation with him tomorrow.
And we did the church, and we did the road access, and we are finished.
That's it.
To adjourn. All those in favor? Oh shit,
Aye.
second.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Harvey, go back to vacation.
Bye.
thank you.